We are the weirdos, mister.
Hi, I'm Audra, and welcome to my channel where I do whatever I want because this is a hobby and not a job. If you are returning, thank you. If you're new, hi. So what are we in for today? Well, listen, this is going to be probably the most chaotic breakdown of The Perfect Match Season 2, all 10 episodes in one video. Listen. Please prepare yourselves. I know that you're going to need to take breaks. I know that you're going to need to come back to it. I will be lying down. I will be makeupless. I will be with loads of makeup. I will be having a good time, and I hope you will be too. So without further ado, here we go. Take it away, all the past me's. All the past me's. This is like Time Cop. Okay, I'm trying to be quick with it because obviously I need a shower. I've been in this all day. Just a quick note, by the way, this is episode 1 of season 2 of The Perfect Match. This is going to be filmed very weird and very oddly. But again, remember, I have a whole job. So that's sucking at my hours. And I have been dissociating for the past few hours. So we're not going to talk about it. Anyways, I don't really understand the point of The Perfect Match. Like, I don't quite get it. Am I too ace? Am I too gay? All of the above. Hold on, the TV's on for Bo. Give me a second. Now, I did try to watch season 1, but I mostly slept through it. So I still don't really understand the concept. It's like a competition, right? For love? I don't know. We're going to find out. But I believe Tolu is the first one we see. Gorgeous, beautiful, dark-skinned. I'm already nervous. Dark-skinned black woman, I'm nervous. I'm stressed out because I know. I can feel the coming, all right? So she comes in, and I'm not going to do like the whole intros and everything because I don't care. There's a lot of people here. Elise from Too Hot to Handle is here. When I tell you I was surprised, because Harry Jousey from Too Hot to Handle, which, by the way, I just want to say that I put that on the map, okay? Listen, it didn't get a lot of views at the time, but I was watching Too Hot to Handle, which is just quick side note, which there will be many of those. I don't understand Too Hot to Handle because, like, I mean, obviously I'm ace, so that I guess makes things easier, but I'm just saying I could hold my horses to win money. So obviously very, very scripted and very staged. They have to do something because there's no way that I would put like eggplant. We're going to use that. There's no way I put eggplant over $100,000. Like, are you kidding? Anyway, but Harry Jousey shows up, and he was on the very first season of Too Hot to Handle with the luminous Francesca. And when I tell you, I was shocked by his appearance because I don't watch every single one of these dating reality shows. So whatever, you know what I mean? But I had to go back and Google what he looked like. Like, I know you get older, but even he said he has Botox. I know you get older, but like, I just didn't remember him looking like that. He's so tall. So he shows up and I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to be bad. All right. And mind you, this is only the first half of the first episode because I think I blanked out or something. I'm not really sure what happened. I was watching it. I don't know what happened. Anyways, welcome to my dissociative life. So here's the thing. It's just everybody comes in and you start seeing all the characters. Micah's there, whom I know a lot of people think Micah is pretty, but I think that she looks just like her dad. And it's not for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, as soon as I saw her dad, and like, I can't unsee it. And so I'm just like, no, I'm not into it. Izzy looks so uncomfortable, and I would be uncomfortable too because, like, I'm 44. If I was 44 years old on the show and I was like 20 something, I would feel super awkward, especially like trying to do body shots period. Let me rephrase that. I was gonna say body shots period. If I was trying to do shots at all, listen, I am not the once glorious party monster I once was. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm sitting here, listen, you get to my age, you have a glass of wine. literally a glass of Riesling, like a good black person. We like our white wine sweet and our pink ones too. But once everybody, oh, wait, but I do have to say this. Can somebody please? I hated everything about Nick Lachey's intro because the way that he was clutching at the robe already had me uncomfortable. Like I was stressed out watching him like kind of clutch it. I was like, please don't let him open it. Please don't. And you know what? He did open it. He opened it like, you know how in movies where they show like a photographer taking advantage of a young girl and he's like, come on. Like she's legal, right? But she's like just 18 and she thinks she's gonna be a model. You know the scene I'm talking about? And he's just like, come on, just drop the robe. And then she does like hesitantly, you know? Like that's what it looked like when Nick Lachey did it. And I did not want to see his old man like body. And I'm not body shaming him. I'm just saying I don't care to see like old man muscles. Like there's something about that I find unruly and unnecessary. Like I just feel like I know that you were 98 degrees. Do you know what I mean? But you're like 54 now or whatever age he is. And I just think that it's time, like, it's okay. Let it go. Like, none of us wanted to see that Nick Lachey. And I'm not saying that to be mean. Vanessa, like, get your man. Get him. Because, like, there's just something odd, and his chest seemed waxed. It was very uncomfortable. Anyways, like I just wanted to throw that out there. Like I was just like, why is the show starting with an unveiling of Nick Lachey? So anyways, everybody does the intros. They like run in. They're like, oh my god, like da 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 da, and everybody's like pointing everybody out because I guess they all know each other from their various reality shows, which definitely says that this is certainly, you know, about real love. So then Nick comes out to play a game, and there's three die. Dice. Let's throw dice. There's dice, and what happens is one of them has the ladies, one of them has the men, and one of them has an action, okay? And they're all obviously going to be sexual in nature. So here's the thing, all right? First of all, Micah had the nerve to say she had game. I was like, girl, no, you don't. You're just pretty. And this isn't any hate to pretty girls. Like, despite this current sweaty visage, I am, in fact, a pretty person. You know what I mean? And I don't have game. I'm just attractive, right? So I don't have to do things. Do you know what I mean? Like pretty people always say that, and this is one thing that I will say that men are right about. Like pretty women don't have any game, like because their game is being pretty. Like that's literally it. They're just like, and like it works, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But like, don't say you have game. Like I know a multitude of beautiful women. Very few of them have game, unless they're gay. Unless they're lesbians, they have game. Now, sometimes I don't peep it because you have to like look me directly in my face and be like, I think you're pretty and I would like to take you out. That's the only way I know. Otherwise, I'm just like, you're real nice. Anyway, but she gets like, I don't know which guy she gets with. I think it's Brighton. Is it Brighton? I don't really remember. But one of them dudes. And it's a body shot, and I'm not sure why she did it the way she did. That's why I was like, girl, please don't tell me that you have game. Because they're like, oh, just put the shot in your bra. And I'm like, why would he be lying down? Do y'all know how this game is played? Because, like, I feel like y'all are too young. If she was going to put it right here, he just has to go, oh. Like, he has to dip his head into the shot, not have her get on top of him and try to, like, awkwardly pour it out of her titties. That was awkward, and it was weird, and I really wish that I hadn't seen that. But the moment that really is quite destructive to my spirit and my soul was when old boy who said, like, I don't remember him. Listen, I'm going to be putting their pictures and video up as we go along because, honey, listen, I'm tired. I'm old. I have a memory like a gnat, and I really want to get in my shower, but I didn't want to forget what I remembered from yesterday, okay? I'll just be coming in different outfits, different variations of sweaty, and that's how you're going to get this recap of the entire season, season 2 of The Perfect Match. I almost forgot the name of the show. Listen, that's how tired I am. So this guy said that people mistake him for MGK. And I just want to know who mistakes him for that. Like the gum line alone would have me knowing that that's not MGK. Do you know? And no hate to people who have big gums, small teeth, no hate. I'm saying MGK's gum to tooth ratio does not look like that. Also, MGK doesn't look like that at all. He does not look like MGK. Like, he looks like MGK if I was like 1,500 yards away from him. I don't know how far that is in yards, but it seems far enough away to be like, oh, look, MGK. So he gets this girl whose name I feel like starts with a K. And he did a body shot. He put her foot in his mouth. I need you. He put an unknown foot in his mouth. An unknown foot. Unclean foot in his mouth. I don't know if I'm ever going to get that image out of my mind, but I was disgusted. Like, that's what kept me up last night, and that's why I haven't slept. No, just kidding. It's my period. I get period insomnia. It's a nightmare. Anyways, I think that some part of me died from that because I just couldn't understand. I was like, sir, you don't know where her feet is. And the not here for the toes was just, I was like, this was too far. It was a step too far. I need you to back up. Like, if I would leave. Honestly, if I was in that cast and he just mouthed my foot like that, I would be out. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I have to go. I have to leave. I can't deal with this. Like, and instead she's just like, I got my toe cherry popped. No, thank you, ma'am. I just didn't get why the game had to be like a sexual game. Like, I get it's perfect match, whatever. But like, then like a beautiful dark skinned man whose name I don't remember any of these people's names. So like, please don't come for me. Again, I'm going to have images and things here or something because I can't remember these people's names. And I'm literally falling asleep as I'm telling you this. So he does a very awkward and stilted striptease. Like it's a lap dance, and everybody's like, ooh, he looks like he's done this before. Does he? Because it looked like his hips were a little stiff. So, I mean, I've done a lap dance multiple times in my youth when I had been drinking and thought that I could, in fact, be an SW, and it turns out I can't. Anyways, dreams. So then they start pairing up, okay? Harry pairs up with Elise, and Elise is always like, I don't know, there's something about Elise I can't ever quite put my finger on. She's sort of elusive. I felt like that even in Too Hot to Handle. I was like, she's very elusive. I don't know what her deal is. So he ends up pairing up with her in this like really, I guess, cutish, awkwardish moment. And then Brighton, who for reasons talks about himself in the third person, disgusting. Please stop doing that. If I was talking to someone and they referred to themselves in the third person like that, and not in like a joking way, but even then, I don't know about that. Like maybe in horror movies, like Audrey don't run in the woods, but otherwise when they're like asking him to describe himself and he starts talking about himself in the third person, I was like, sir, there was a brief moment where my neurodivergent brain thought he was introducing someone else. Like, I legitimately was like, he's gotta be introducing somebody else. And it's like, and they like did the like, pra, and put his name like Brighton. So I know his mom is white. And it was just weird. And so he gets with that girl who liked him first. Oh God, I can't remember her name. I don't know a lot about her right now, but they get together. And then Micah is just kind of around, and Micah and, oh my God, Izzy's there. Izzy's here. And Izzy, like I was saying earlier, seems so out of place and awkward, and I would be too, because he's like saying, he's like, I'm 30 something years old, and everybody else is 20 something. He kind of looks like the dad of the crew, like he's really trying to be like hip and with it, but he's not. So it's just like a little awkward, and he's just kind of like awkwardly roaming around the house looking for a partner. But it does look like he partners up with Tolu, and I'm like, oh no, girl, don't do that. But I realized like when they were laying in the bed, the cutest, kind of funniest thing is that they're like both bald, and I was like, it's meant to be. And then all I remember is just before, I think, wherever I zoned out, Brighton and his girl are already screaming and fighting. I don't know about what. I think Harry and Elise hear it and they're like, oh Lord. So that's all I remember for now. I will be back at another time to talk about the other half that I have seen. This show is very weird. I think I'm going to regret watching it, but I do these things for pure entertainment, actually. I find it entertaining to watch these kind of shows. So I'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, we're gonna see if this works with my little mic. I don't know. We're gonna try. Oh, so where were we? We were like halfway through episode 1. I have to brush my teeth, so you know this is the realness of my life, trying to film and have everything ready for you all at some point, right? Okay. So, anyways, so I have some of the names. Dominique, who, by the way, actually looks like a doll. Like a doll. Like, she's so cute. But I don't know why she is so into these like toxic ass dudes. It's very upsetting to my psyche. I'm like, girl, if you don't get some self-esteem and like clear your mind of toxicity, like you're addicted to the toxic. Eye dropped. I'm red-eyed today. Every day, actually. Every day. Hyperthyroidism. Alright, so Dominique and Brighton are arguing over like the dumbest shit. They're like nothing arguments. I don't get it. I don't get why they're arguing over nothing. Very irritating. I hope that this mic is actually picking up. We don't know. We'll find out. Maybe when we start moving it like more up. I have no idea if this works, y'all. Because I've never even tried it. Like this is a test. So we're now running into let's see who all paired up. It was like Brighton and Dominique, Micah, Stevan. I don't know why his name is Steven, but they're calling him Steven, and it's spelled like a Steven, but they're just calling him Steven. And maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too old for all of that. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I am way too elderly to understand that, you know, personalities are interesting. Anyways, so Micah and Steven have matched up, which I think is very weird because, girl, what? Like, what? Excuse me, it's the morning ADHDs. So, anyway, they pair up, which doesn't make any sense to me because I'm just like, Micah, girl, are you okay? Blink twice or at all. So, that is a situation we have going. I gotta get this one nice and wet in case something happens with my makeup. All right, so that's a situation we have there. Who else got together? It's like Elise and Harry. Oh, Kaz and Xanthi. That's her name. Xanthi, who got her toe stuck by Stevan. I'm gonna call him everything but his name. I'm so sorry. But that's literally not my fault. That's his for trying to be fancy. So that's everybody, I think. Harry and Elise, that's 1. 2, Stevan and Micah. 3, Brighton and Dominique. 4, Tolu and Izzy. 5, Xanthi and Kaz, which I hope is correct, because I can hear myself saying words. I don't know if they're the same words that I said. Anyway, everybody goes to bed, they get up the next day, and it's time for the compatibility challenge. Again, I still really and truly don't understand the point of this game. But I'm here, I'm watching it, you know what I mean? I still don't get it. Like, I don't understand exactly what's happening. Sorry if there's mic noise, but I am getting ready. So, like, you know, we're just testing things out for how I will do things moving forward on this channel when I'm talking about media, because I'm having to do it in sections and bits and pieces. Anyway, and the compatibility challenge is like, they have to move these boxes from like one side of shit to the other, and I'm just like, okay, boo. Like, I think it's weird because they have to like humpity hump. But what I found funny was like when somebody's asking, they're like, I can't remember who asked, but they're like we're gonna have to like pelvic thrust our way across or whatever. And the way Nick responds reeks of like, we're not trying to get in trouble with lawsuits. You know what I mean? It does. It just reeks of that. And I say this very specifically because he doesn't answer directly. Like, he doesn't say like, oh, let me see if I can zoom in some. I'll maybe move this over a little. Listen, I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I've never done this before. Let me laugh. And you're gonna see like my little hand come out. Should I be more over here or more over here? Nope, over here is fine. Okay, anyways. So, with that being said, it's like a seesaw action, basically. Like, they're just like rectangles. And as this is happening, Dominique is like trying to explain to Brighton how to do it. And I'm sorry, Brighton, more than anybody, excuse me, every morning I get up, I am just disgusting. But Brighton, more than like anybody, I just want to punch him in the throat. He is the worst. He is the worst. I can't stand him. I hate the way that he talks to her. He just interrupts Dominique all the time. And she's literally explaining to him like what they need to do to win. And bro's just like, whatever. And so she just kind of gives up because he's being a dick. I don't know, like, this is one spot where I will definitely give it to Harry. Harry is in fact correct, because he's just like, do these people not understand physics? And baby, I'm right there with you, because why is everybody violently jerking back and forth? It's like, have y'all never been on like a seesaw? Have y'all never had sex? Because it's like a give and a take. You're not like violently pelvic thrusting each other. So anyways, Harry and Elise win, and this takes them to the boardroom. Now this is where like I was like, oh, so this is like a game show. So anyway, I mean, it is like a game show. So anyway, this is my sunscreen, by the way. I'm trying out a new one, like that's just for work, because the Murad one is hella expensive, babes, and it leaves like almost no cast. But I don't care about cast, to be honest, because I always put on foundation every single day. You're gonna still hear me talking, but instead you can. I'm sure the clown is creepily in the corner, and that's upsetting some people's sensibilities. But I don't know what to tell you. I'm a creepy bitch. So into the boardroom they go. Okay. So they're in the boardroom and they're like choosing, and they have options like Dom from season 1, who I guess apparently he won his season. So I guess good for him. He's a winner. And they have a bunch of other guys. One of the guys is from Dated and Related, which I hated the name of that show, and I think I started watching it at one point, but again, that's another one of those shows where I just like blacked out because I was like, this is upsetting my psyche, which fine, you know what I mean? That's okay. I'm allowed to be disgusted. So the thing I do like is that apparently this is how the boardroom works. For any of you who know, they get to invite, for this round it's going to be 2 men onto the show, right? And Elise can either pick one of those dudes for herself, like if she's interested in not messing around with Harry's little goofy ass anymore, she can pick one of them dudes for herself, or they can pick someone for the other ladies there, right? That they think like one of those couples could be a threat to them, so they can like shake things up. So in my very esteemed opinion, they do that by breaking up. They're like, yeah, let's get Dominique somebody. So they get her some, I think his name is like Chris, and I don't remember what, like he was the Dated and Related guy. And they bring on Dom for Tolu, which listen, no, stop it. I was very upset by that. Of course I was. But here's the reason I was mad, because every time dark-skinned women are on these shows, I know they're about to embarrass the shit out of them. I know they're about to get humiliated, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I just want dark-skinned women to have a nice time. I just want them to be respected. Like, I'm so tired of like dudes coming on. Also, can I just say this about Dom? Listen, this is a safe space. I'm making it a safe space, so I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't understand why people think he's hot. Like, I do, but also, no, I don't. Here's what I'm saying. I follow Dom on TikTok, and I was following him before he was on all of these shows. I feel like I was. And he's well known, for those of you who don't know, his like main TikTok shtick has been, or his TikTok content, I don't want to say shtick, because that makes it like assholey, and I don't want to be an asshole right now anyway. And so his main thing is that he does this thing with the Luda sound, and it'll be like, you know, finally starting to feel better or whatever, and then it busts through, and it's like dun 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 dun. It keeps getting meaner and meaner every time, and it'll be like seasonal depression or like whatever. And he comes through looking all like whacked out and shit. So anyways, and for reasons I still haven't figured out, I don't know why anybody thinks that Dom is bisexual. It's like literally a man puts on nail polish and like a frilly top, and they're like, oh my God, he's bisexual. He's not, first of all. And most of all, and most importantly, I personally feel like the more you look at him, the less attractive he is. Now, don't come for me on that. Don't be like, Audra, how dare you? That's my thing. And I feel like that about a lot of people, just generally. Like, I feel like the more you look at certain people, like, they just get less and less attractive to you. And I have found that about him. Like, when I first found him, I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. And then it's just like, the more I looked at him, the more I was like, I don't think so. Not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'm good. So they choose Dom for Tolu, Chris for Dominique, and now Brighton, I feel like that is his name, but if I'm saying it wrong, we'll find out in the next segment. But now Brighton's like mad worried because like he's been arguing back and forth with Dominique this entire time. And again, I just want to say this out loud to people. Like, if you have one of these relationships where you're like, oh, it's just so fiery, babe, that's toxicity and you're addicted to it. And I need you to, you know, get some help. I love you. You know what I mean? But like, this is not good for you. And you are actively harming yourself. Like, no, hey, I'm just telling you right now, like, you are literally doing yourself like no good by behaving like this, because this person is going to drag you to hell. You're going to drag each other to hell, to be honest. When y'all be out here in that bullshit being like, oh, opposites attract. No, they don't. Not like that. Not like that, baby. No, they do not. So anyway, they both go out on their dates. Buddy? Okay. So they both go out on their dates, and it's very like, oh my goodness, they're out on the dates. And it feels like Tolu and Dom are getting along, but I just feel like, I can just feel it in my soul that he just wants to get in the house. So he'll do whatever he can for that to happen. Just my opinion. I feel like I just kind of fucked that up right there, and maybe a little more right there, because like, listen, I just, it's been really, Anyways, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Anyways, that's how I feel about it. I just feel like he's just being, but they are like having a cute time, but I can't, listen, on these shows, whenever there's like a dark-skinned black woman and she's having a good time, I just know it's gonna get ruined. I just know it. I can feel it in my soul. These shows will not rest until every dark-skinned woman on them is humiliated, embarrassed, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, Dominique is on a date with Chris, and I'm sorry, Chris has the personality of a loaf of bread. I don't understand why anybody would choose him. You know what I mean? Personality of a loaf of bread. It's like, really, he just like stands there and stares, and just like hair. You know what I mean? Like, that's his entire personality is, I have a rather thick head of hair. I am confused, like, because Elise is like, he's a good guy. But then again, Elise isn't that deep to me either. Like, she just kind of, like, her whole thing is just like, I like men who are tall with big hands because I am also tall. And it's like, as a tall-ish girly, I can understand that mentality. Like, oh, I want to date someone tall, because when, like, honestly, you start getting like over 5'6", and it feels like nobody wants to pick you up. Pick me up. Damn. Like, literally sweep me off my feet. What are you doing? I hate you. Anyway, with that being the case, the girlies come back from their dates, and you can definitely tell that Tolu had a nice time, but like, Dominique is just like, I don't know, maybe this is just kind of boring or whatever, because I'm not fighting. Again, girl, I need you therapy. Therapy. You know what I mean? Like, I need you to see someone about this, because the fact that you only like combative relationships, what was your home life like? You know what I mean? What did you see growing up, doll? Because I need you to stop that behavior. It's so bad for you. Like, because, and here's the thing, I understand we get addicted to that toxic bullshit. It's very easy because the drama of it all, and again, I will keep saying this, like media often, not always, but very often impacts how we interact with people in our real lives and how our relationships go. And because we see so many like toxic relationships that just like somehow these two toxic people end up together, Blair and Chuck, like, it's very easy for us to feel like it will work out. Anyway, Brenda and Dylan. So now they're having to like kind of wander around the house, and of course Nick Lachey comes out to be like, hey, one of you fuckers is gonna get eliminated. That's not what he says, but that's the gist of it. And so they're all kind of like figuring out what they're gonna do. And listen, I can't believe this show had me like worried about, like, kind of feeling bad for Izzy of all people. I was like, oh, not me feeling bad for Izzy, but he also has this very amphibious way of staring at people, and I find it very disconcerting. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, just this frog-eyed stare that just I find weird. I don't like it. Sorry. Like, if you do, what ends up happening is Tolu decides she's gonna roll the dice with Dom, which I was like, girl, you should just stay with Izzy, because Izzy has a proven track record. Like, even she said before, like, oh, he's a grown man. Yes, girl, like, not me rooting for Izzy, but yes, me rooting for Izzy. You know what I mean? I don't know, like, don't judge me. So anyways, she's gonna roll the dice and try for Dom. And okay, she's gonna roll the dice and spend the night with Dom, and then so Brighton's gonna have to go, and okay, she's gonna roll the dice. She's gonna roll the dice. She's gonna spend the night with Dom. Brighton's gonna, or Tolu chooses Dom. Dominique chooses Chris. Brighton leaves. Luckily for us, we get a wife swap situation where Micah, because you know Micah has been lusting after that BBC, and I think she's finally found it in Cav. Like, she's gonna be able to have it, which it was so embarrassing for Izzy because he thought maybe like him and Micah, and then it wasn't him and Micah, which it's not. Listen, Izzy, don't take this personally because you just don't have the BBC son, and I'm sorry that sounds very like fetishy, but like, we know what's happening, right? Because she wanted, what's his face, whose name I literally can't remember at this point in time, but he was also, you know what I'm saying. So with that being the case, Izzy ends up, Xanthi ends up with 7. So it's Xanthi and 7 now, Micah and Kaz, Harry and Elise, Dominique and Chris, and Tolu and Dom. I think that's right. I feel like Izzy's gone now. I feel like that's true. I could be wrong. Listen, I don't remember things. But now they have like this weird ass kissing competition. Is that everyone? And the whole thing is everybody is blindfolded and they have to like kiss and then raise the kisses. You know what's funny is I really thought, I don't know, maybe he just didn't explain it well or I just didn't get it. But I just thought like the women would be blindfolded and the men would see, but everybody was blindfolded. I thought it was just so awkward. Like everybody trying to like grope each other and find lips. mad respect to Xanthi for being like, yeah, I'm not participating in this because I don't want to swap spit like that. She was just basically like, I really think that that's what it was. Like, she was saying, like, you know, you want to get with me, you have to, you know, work harder than that, which fine. But I really think it was that I'm not going to be making out back to back with like 5 different people, which I respect because I wouldn't either, because that shit's gross. I already find like deep kisses gross anyway, specifically with men because they use too much tongue and they're spitting all in your mouth, and that's disgusting. But I wouldn't want to participate in that either, to be honest. So she's just going, that is not what I thought it was. That's not what I thought it was. I feel stupid. Anyways, so now you have so Xanthi's out basically. Micah gets rated low twice. Stephen said somebody's breasting, and I really want to know who's breasting. Because sometimes I'm just like, well, that could be a result of like making out with all you funky ass men, but you know, that's just me and my hate. You know, I had some haterade this morning. I woke up angry because I don't want to go to work, and I know it's going to be another 12-hour day. I only have 2 more weeks of this shit, and then I should be free. Keep your fingers crossed for me, you know what I'm saying, that the post office actually cuts my route. Because right now, the route I'm running, this is just a tangent, is basically 2.5 routes. It's not even basically, it is in fact 2.5 routes. I do it every day. I don't really complain to anybody, because what's complaining going to do? Like, I'm not going to not be able to do it. I still have to do it. And I mean, no matter, like, I'm still going to have to do it. So complaining just makes my day worse. Anyways, so Micah first gets like 2 low ratings, which I could see because I don't understand kissing women with filler, to be honest. Like with that type of filler. I don't know if she has filler, but I think she does. I don't think her lips are like that on purpose. So with that being said, yeah, but she ends up getting like two top ranks. But honestly, her kiss with Harry was kind of like the way he was gripping her neck. And Harry rated her his highest honor of kissing. But like, I'm sorry, the way he was gripping her neck, listen, I would have folded too. And I don't even like Harry. Do you know what I mean? I don't even like Harry because I find him to be unintelligent. I don't care. Come get me, but I don't think he's smart. And that's a problem for me. And since I don't find him intelligent in any way, I'm like, no thank you, right? I gotta close the door for the dog. Anyways, the winners of this competition are Micah and Kaz, because they rated each other a 10 without seeing one another. So I don't know, they had on noise-canceling headphones, like these, Susan. They had on noise-canceling headphones and they made out and whatever. So now this is, I think, where I stop, that Micah and Kaz are in control of the board. So, first of all, let me just go back to the wife swap situation because I thought it was really cute because the couples both agreed that they had the same feelings. You know what I mean? These are my ankle supports, so don't get weird. I already have socks on and I put these on top. So anyways, I thought it was like super cute because Xanthi and Kaz were like, no, we're like chill, but that's it. We're like not into one another. And Stevan and Micah were feeling the same way. So it was like a mutual swap, and like everyone was afraid at first to talk about it. And then they were like, oh, right, so this is working out for us. So that's where I've left. Micah and Kaz are in control of the board. They're gonna be like the boss babes of this thing. And I will see you in the next one, because I'm gonna finish whenever I finish today work, and then we're gonna get back into this. All right, TTF heads. Okay, I'm gonna have to be super real with you. I don't remember most of what happened in episode 3. I just remember the nitty gritty. I don't know what happened to my brain. I'm thinking that I was really exhausted. Who knows? Is my shirt covered in dog hair? Yes. Have I been doing a lot of weird things today? None of your business. So episode 3 just sees us with Micah and Kaz choosing the new people to come into the house. That's gonna be at the start of virtually every episode. There's usually a challenge. I have no idea what this challenge was. I told you, I like blacked out because I got bored or something. I don't know. I feel like I had to be watching it on a day that I had to go to work. Anyways, we're gonna let it go. So here we are. Here's the big thing. Jessica from Love is Blind, previous season, not South Africa. and she's here. She's the one that Micah, for some reason, decides to choose her, which, if y'all don't know, Harry Jousey's type, Harry Jousey's girl, is short brunette. He says that to Elise from the beginning. So why Micah chose her, we don't know. I guess she just really wanted to win. And see, this goes back into what so many people have been saying about Micah, which is like Micah's actually a mean girl and she just hides it better. I think it was Kenny JD that said that. Like, she's just better at hiding it. I have not ever liked Micah. I'm not gonna suddenly like her today. So anyways, she ends up being like, yeah, let's bring Jess in for Harry. So Harry and Jess are going on a date, and who's the other person? What date? It doesn't matter, because that's not even the drama. Who cares what happens with the other people, because it actually does not matter, as far as I'm concerned. If you're concerned about it, there are probably a gazillion breakdowns of this show, and somebody's gonna really tell you all the stuff. But I have ADHD, and I'm gonna break down the parts that I found important and that I could pay attention to. So when I tell you that Harry is bowled over when he sees Jessica, because like, of course he does. Can we also just take a little trip over here? Why is everyone sweaty? Like, I know it's hot there, but it's just really like, I find it distracting. Like, the amount of sweat that's pouring off of everybody, I find it so distracting. I'm literally trying so hard to be like a normal human being and be like, I get it, it's a hot climate, like whatever. But the sweat is distracting me. Like, the more that they sweat, the weirder things get. Like, for me, because I'm just like, oh, everybody's sweating. And then here's the funny part about it. Sometimes they put like a filter. I don't think that the women are powdering their faces. I think they are putting like a filter, like a matte filter on the women, so that they don't look like they're sweating balls, because the men, like, sweat is like pouring off of them. It's ridiculous. Hold on. I wanted to make the lighting equal. So anyways, they go on the date. It's great. They're falling for each other. Like, of course they are, because Jessica is apparently a smoke show to everyone else. I understand that she's pretty. I'm not saying she's not pretty. I'm just saying I have seen multiple copies of her on Instagram. Again, this isn't any shade to her. I am a lover of women, but I do think that a lot of these reality shows have a lot of women who look exactly the same. They look the same, and it becomes hard for you to like navigate, because you're like, her. Now, for those of you who have forgotten, Harry was with Elise before, okay? Elise. And he was really goofy with her. It was kind of cute, like whatever. But now they're getting back from their date. Not Elise, Harry, and Jessica. I'm trying so hard to remember these people's names. My ADHD is like running rampant. I just finished the episode, okay? So now Harry's back, and he's just spending the whole time just like chit-chatting with Jess, like doing all the, hey girl, like all this stuff. And Elise is fuming, just like big blue eyes, like angrily staring, feeling like, ugh. But then also trying to be like to the other girls, like, no, it's fine. I trust Harry. Girl, no, you don't. I wouldn't trust Harry. I don't know why you trusted him in the first place. That man has been nothing. From what I can see, he's got a virtual graveyard of reality show TV girlfriends. It's like, I'm not getting buried there. Do you know what I mean? I would never. And this is even for Jessica. I'm like, girl, don't be getting into this. Don't do this. Harry is not the guy. Remember how you fell for an ugly man and this happened? The same thing's gonna happen with a hot man. The same thing's gonna happen with a hot man, but worse, because it's Harry freaking Jousey. So anyway, the ladies are sitting with Jess, like asking about like what's happening, what's going on, how the date go. And of course, Jess is like gushing, saying he's so great. And then of course the question comes, well, what did he say was going on with Elise? And Jess is like, well, he said it was more friends. And everybody's like, oh. And I'm like, what do you mean it's Harry Jousey? How can you be confused? How? Houseway. Of course he's gonna do that. His perfect match. Ooh, see what I did there? Shows up, and y'all really thought that he was gonna just be like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna stay with this blonde bombshell. And I like Elise. I think she's really pretty, but I also feel like she's very cold. And I don't know if that's like her culture from wherever she's from, but she seems like not warm. She doesn't seem effusive with affection. She doesn't seem like she's like, you know, it doesn't seem like they're, you know what I'm saying? You can't see my hips, but they're thrusting. So it seems like, you know, Jess might do a little thrusting and do a little more, shake a little, you know? Okay, I'm done. So anyways, it seems like Jess is just like a warmer person and more like friendly and funny, and like, I know here I am defending Jess, but when I was kind of just like in her like cringy ass speech, but I did feel like that. I was like, it just kind of feels very like they are closer in match than Harry and Elise, because Elise also seems mature. Not mature, mature. Do you know what I mean? Like she's on this like level where it's like, you know what I mean? I feel like she goes to like 7-course meals and she's full. Couldn't be me, but I just ate like 2 plates of food. Like, don't even talk to me. So now everybody's just kind of looking like, girl, like, no, and Jess is kind of feeling like Bombshell dropped. But she's trying to figure out, like, should she give Harry a chance? Now, this is where things start getting interesting, because Elise is like trying to get Harry to talk to her, and Harry's just like, boop, trying to like, he's just bobbing and weaving until finally it's like too late and like he has to talk to her. Y'all, the way this talk went, couldn't be me. I'm sorry. It could not be me, because I have hands and I would have used them. I know you're not supposed to put hands on people, you know what I mean? But if you're going to talk to me like that, I'll put hands on you. Because the way that he tried to like just ninja, like reverse Uno and be like, well, I tried to respect your boundaries because you wouldn't give me none. You wouldn't give me none. He was literally acting as if somehow like Elise was the problem. And I'm just gonna say, like, she's like looking at him being like, well, I didn't set that boundary. And he's like, oh, she's like, you set that for me. Like, she's looking at him kind of like, bitch, what do you mean? Here's what I think happened. Here's my opinion, just like my opinion. I think Harry wanted to be in the house, and he is apparently looking for a wife. I don't believe it. You know what I mean? He's looking for a wife like I'm looking for a husband. Not at all. So I think that out of all of the women there, Elise was the only one that he found reasonably attractive. And because of her cold nature, he didn't think that she would actually get invested in him. So I think he thought like, well, I'll just play it cool and we'll just at least try to win this thing, because I don't think I found anybody who's gonna be my wife yet. Then in walks big booty Jess, and he's lost his mind. Big booty for her, you know what I'm saying? She got big booty. We saw her cheeks in the little thing, and they kept making sure we saw her booty cheeks, okay? They're like, look, she's wearing a thong bikini. Not me, I could never wear a thong bikini. There's something about your butt cheeks just being like exposed to open air that I just don't. Mosquitoes, do you know what I'm saying? Like scratching your ass just doesn't look. Oh. Anyway, so he is sitting there with Elise and they're chit-chatting, and he's basically trying to turn this whole thing around on her, trying to be like, well, I mean, we're really great friends. She's like, friends? Here's where I was like, hands, okay? Because the way that she was like, we should have just talked, and he's like, we're talking now. I need you to understand, I would murder everyone. It's a joke. For all intents and purposes, it's a joke, but I would allegedly jokingly murder somebody if they did this to me. First of all, I'm on worldwide TV, on Netflix, while you're calling me your friend. And then you're trying to belittle me, and then you're laughing. If you have seen my astrological chart, you would know I'm not the one. I'm not the first. I'm not the second. I'm not the third. I'm none of the things. I am not the one you do this to, because I would have lifted up the table. I would have chucked that drink at him. He tried to even pull like I just don't think it would be fair to you if I stayed. Harry, I hope the worst for you. I hope the worst. But also, Elise should have known better. But also, this proves the point. This proves that point once again. Men always be like, you should choose better. You should choose better. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what Harry did? What was it? Played games. But on another note, I like how these people are acting like I've been with Harry since day one. Girl, y'all have been here for 3 days. Relax. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, like, 3 days? 3 days? So anyway, obviously, they're not gonna match. Harry takes off and he ends up talking to Jess. My favorite thing that Jess said was this.
I just want you to know. If this has to be the hardest lesson you learn, then so be it. But I will not be in the graveyard of relationships that were ruined by being associated with you.
I was like, girl, yes. But then the worst thing that she said was this.
I have more to lose here than anyone because I have a young, impressionable little girl.
And I don't want to be the person that says this, but I really do believe this. I think that it's weird for you to be on a dating reality show when you have young, impressionable children at home. There, I said it. I don't care if people are going to get in their feelings or say whatever. I think that it's weird because you're not really considering. See, remember that movie that I did a review on? The very idea of you, the idea of you, whatever the name of it is. Listen, names aren't my thing. Just yeah. But in that movie, there was a point where the mom did not consider that she's with a very famous man, right? And how it would trickle down to her daughter. And that's the same thing. I'm just like, Jess, you keep showing up on these reality shows, and I know that it's like paying bills at home, like good. But like also your daughter is having to deal with the weird backlash of you having done this. Do you know what I mean? Like she has to deal with people having seen your ass cheeks on TV. Do you know what I mean? She's gonna have to deal with her little friends haven't seen like your big titty cleavage. You know what I mean? So like, don't say that. Don't say that when you're on a reality show. Just don't be like, oh, I've got a young impressionable. Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm not shaming you for how you're dressed. There's nothing wrong with you how you're dressed. It's perfectly fine. I think you look sexy. I think moms can also be sexy. But I'm also saying that you have a 10-year-old daughter who you are saying is young and impressionable, and you don't want to like do weird shit, but your booty cheeks are out. You know what I'm saying? They are out. You know what I'm saying? For everybody to see. And if that is the case, this isn't the reality show either. Like, this isn't the one you want to be on. Like, Love is Blind, it was kind of, but at least that was like marriage at the end. This is a competition show. That's all I'm going to say, okay? So in the end, it ends up Harry matches with Jess, and apparently, what is his name? Chris? Is his name Chris? Of course, his name is Chris. And Elise end up matching. I don't know what's going to happen with Dominique because I'm about to go watch episode 4. Who knows where I'll be filming at that point. But Chris is the worst. Oh my God, I do have to throw this in before I go watch the episode 4. Why is he so obsessed with Dominique's bisexuality? And he refuses to say what he wants to say, which we all know what he wants to say, which is he wants to go, girl, would you be down for a threesome? And she's just like, oh, gross. You are disgusting. You are gross. You only want me because you think that freaky shit's going to happen. And I'm just like, yeah, here's the thing with Dominique. I'm like, Dominique, I understand, okay? Because what happens is you go from out of the frying pan and into the fire. Because what you were dealing with was like a toxic back and forth with you and Brianna, the biracial dude with white mom. You guys were very toxic together. You were always arguing and all this shit. And so, because you had all of that like toxicity, you thought that the like nice guy bullshit, you thought like, oh, this is a little bit better because we're not gonna be fighting each other all the time. But he's just as bad, if not worse. At least with Biran, at least with him, you knew that he was toxic and shitty. You know what I mean? You could just kind of put up with it if you wanted to win and wait for the right guy to come. Chris is just like this weird wheedling, like, so what you want to do? I don't know, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do is cool. Like, do you want to hook up with another girl for me? I mean, it's whatever. Look at my thick head of hair. It's that. Like, and I hate him. And I just don't. And his personality, he has the personality of a loaf of bread. It's just like, it's destroying my spirit. You know what I mean? Like, my left pinky toe has more personality than him. And honestly, I need to trim it, So like, eek, I don't like him. So now that him and Elise are pairing up, like, I see why they were friends, kind of, because they're both like cold, kind of like reptilian type folks, which there's nothing wrong with reptiles because I also like to get out in the sun and like gain some, because I get cold easily. But they're just very like they're not warm people. So I'm gonna go watch episode 4. I shall return with an update. This video is gonna be so weird. All right, bye-bye. Okay, hi, welcome to my couch. So episode 4 starts off with a little bangy bang because Chris, who I said previously, I cannot stand him. I hate everything about him. He decides that he's gonna tell both Xanthi and Dominique that he's matching with Elise.
It's like a weird conversation. It's like,
Wait, sorry. Why are we both having this conversation?
Because like I want to tell you guys both like what's gonna happen.
I don't know what happened either. It was very awkward. It was very weird. And they were both just like, okay, anyways. So here, now I remember Alara showed up and she went on a date with Stevan. And of course, Dom thought he had a chance. And I'm just like, I can't stop saying it, but it's like literally the more I look at Dom, like the less attractive I find him. I know that like that makes me seem rude or whatever, but it just is. Listen, this is my lay down couch. I don't want to hear any shit. So we are now at the point where Dom has been spending all his time sniffing the farts out of Alara's ass, and Alara's been eyeing Stevan, been eyeing him this whole time. So then those two, after like Dom and Alara talk, and Alara laughs loud, just like me, and I kind of like that for her. Like, Liv, I love it when women laugh loud. I love it. When women laugh loud, it's just like, it's so good for the soul. It's just like another part of the patriarchy like dissipates because we've been taught to like be like so when she like open mouth guffaws, I'm here for it. Okay, so Dom and Alara have a little chitty chat. We are in episode 4 at this point. I hope so. I hope that maybe I did a graphic. Who knows what I did in editing. They're and then Steven comes and grabs Alara, okay? After wait. Steven goes and talks to Xanthi and is like, hey, I'm not gonna pick you. Bye. This is one thing I can say that I respect about Steven's little weird, stinky ass. He just looks like he stinks to me. I don't know if he does stink, but he just looks like he stinks. I'm sure he smells good. I'm sure he smells like cologne, but I couldn't get past, like, he just looks smelly. Do you know what I mean? So he at least had, like, I respect that he's not always trying to have like a little backup plan in case shit, you know? He's like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it works out, it works out. And that's what he did. And that's what he said to Alara. And Alara was like, hell yeah, same thing, bro. So then there were kisses between Alara and Steven. So those two matched. Dom's over there like, well, shit, now I'm stuck with Black Barbie. You know what I'm saying? That was derogatory. The way he said it. The way I say it is Black Barbie. You know, positive. Anyways, so I don't know what's going on with Tolu and why she's even accepting this behavior, because it couldn't be me. Like, I get that, you know, you're supposed to be like cool, letting people match or whatever and like get to know people. It wouldn't be me, because I'd already have figured out like multiple times I've seen him talking to like light-skinned and or white women, and I'm dark. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I would rather leave the house. And that's where I am right now. I am 13 minutes and 21 seconds into episode 4. I shall return. Okay, so as expected, once again, Dominique and Xanthi leave. They're out. I should turn it the other way so you don't have to see the little green dot. I'm not professional. You know, I could put it on my shirt, but I just know I move around too much sometimes, but not this time. So as expected, Xanthi, Dominique are out of the house. Imagine Harry's surprised to find Elise was still there. They sleep, whatever. Here's the thing, a game comes. I don't understand the compatibility challenge. They explained it, and I was just sitting there in confusion, like, what? Because they were like, if we're gonna drop a fun fact, and you have to guess who the fun fact is about as a couple. And if it's about you, you're not eligible for a truth bomb. I don't get it. Anyway, Tolu and Dom win. But y'all, Elise, when I tell you that she is like, vengeance will be mine. Also, the fact that Chris was a stripper tracks. No offense to male strippers out there, but he is not very bright. You know what I mean? You're not very pretty and you're not very bright. So it just tracks. Like, it ended up making sense. I was like, oh, that's why he's like that. Okay. Like, he's never had to say anything intelligent because, like, he was grinding for desperate women. I'm sorry. If you like male strip clubs, good for you. I hate it. I just hate it. You know what's funny is I've never met a woman who genuinely enjoys a male strip club. If you do, please let me know in the comments and what it is that you enjoy about it, because there's like nothing. I have been twice for bachelorette parties. Every time I've just been like, this is disgusting. Maybe because I just don't like men enough to see them gyrating and thrusting at me. You know what I mean? Like D'Angelo standing there with like the Ken doll V. That was a different story. Do you know what I'm saying? But like gyrating, it doesn't work for me. So Tolu and Dom win. That's what we did. Episode 4, Tolu, Dom win. We have 16 minutes left. It means they're going back into the boardroom, which I don't like that they call it that. And they're going to decide the fate of what's coming up next. So obviously we're not going to see who's going to date who until episode 5. So I'll really I'll be back at the end of this episode to let you know, okay, who they chose. We're going to figure out who the candidates are. I like Alara, by the way. Also, Seven having like banged a famous pop star and having a Cajun in his room for ladies tracks. That does track. Weird facts. These aren't fun facts, they're weird facts. And I do want to say, I understand Harry's appeal because he's funny, he's like boyishly charming, but that's not who I would choose to have like a lifetime with, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, let's have a lifetime together. I'd be like, no, I'm good. Thank you. You're so adorable or whatever. Like he's someone, I put him on my Brody Jenner list. Like he's a Brody Jenner. And if you don't know what I mean by that, Brody Jenner is someone that you hook up with and you tell no one. Like you immediately like roll out of the bed. I know he's married now, but he's still, like, that's who I still think about. It's the Brody Jenner. And you know, after you hook up, you like sneak out, try preferably before dawn, and like make sure you have nothing of his. You go around the room, make sure you have all of your things. You leave like not even, you know, a hairpin, not a napkin, nothing. You have to make sure you have all of your stuff because you don't want them to have any reason to call you and let you know that you've left something, you know, and then you like go out the window, even though they're sleeping really hard and you could probably get out like through the house like a normal person. It's just so humiliating that you feel the need to not be seen exiting the home like a normal person. So you're just gonna like go out the window and scale down to the bottom using the trellis, and then you're gonna escape and you're gonna tell no one ever. That's how I feel about Harry. That was a lot. I'm back a little earlier than I anticipated, and that is because this is one of those instances where like, do dark-skinned women get done dirty on these shows? Yes, but also Tolu, I desperately I can clearly see that like he is not interested. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not giving any indication. Like he won't look you in the eyes all that often, and that's not like, because he does look other people in the face and in the eyes, not even just in the eyes, so it's just like in the face. You know, you won this date, it's supposed to be cute, it's supposed to be romantic or whatever, and he's like not feeling it. Like you can clearly see he's annoyed, and now they're talking about being in the boardroom, and man's first question is like, so like you wouldn't want to pursue another guy? And she's like, no, I don't like you. Girl, if you don't stand up, like and maybe because I'm hypersensitive, right? If I even get like the slightest inclination that you're not interested, like I shut down. It's over. I'm finished. Hi, baby. I'm finished. Like I'm not gonna keep pushing for something, because my thing is, if I get this slightest, because I'm normally right. First of all, I'm normally 1000% right. If I get like even that sense that you're not interested, I'm correct, because you know what? When I bounce out, they never like that. Like when I was dating, when I bounced out, that person never contacted me, never called me, never was like, hey, what happened? Like I knew that I got that feeling, like where I was like, they're not really interested the way I'm interested. It's fine. Let me just like bounce. I'm not gonna have a whole drawn out weird ass conversation. I'm not trying to argue with nobody, and I'm not trying to make you love me. But I can't make you love me, but I know you do. For my RBF fans out there, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm feeling like annoyed that she is continuously avoiding and like miss it. And I am I don't know how she's missing these cues because he seems annoyed to be on this date with her. Even when they decided to match up, it was basically like, you know, sure. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't want to match with her, but he didn't want to leave the house because he won last season, apparently. I tried to watch it. It was a fever dream. I don't know what happened. And so it's like he tried, like, I don't want to be anyone's second best or third best. I'm either number one or don't have me at all. Do you know what I mean? I think Tolu is fun and beautiful, a little rambunctious for me, honestly, like super sexy, but like her one-on-ones with the camera, and I feel like everybody's are like this. They're all just like, ooh, you know what I mean? Ooh. They're all like, ooh. It's all very cringy, but I just want her to stop. I just want her to stop with Dom, okay? We have 13 minutes and 24 seconds left. I shall return. What do you mean, Dom? He can't give you the 0 from the first date now, girl. Come on. Boom. Get him, girl. Talk that talk. Okay, yes. Who am I gonna get for myself? Okay, episode 5, I'm gonna watch it. For sure. For sure. Watching episode 5 tonight. You're gonna see this outfit again. Okay? You're gonna see this outfit again. And I don't know when you're gonna see me again, but we're watching the next episode. Episode 5, I'm already blown away. Okay, already blown away. Okay, listen to me. Living my best life. Jake from The Ultimatum is here. Remember the little light-skinned king who was like with his girl who he was just like, can't stand you, and they were gonna, him and the other girl were supposed to like run off, but they like didn't really do that, and then they just ended up not getting together. My head itches. Also, just as a side note, the berry punch one from Truly tastes like perfume. Like, I don't know what goes on with berry drinks, just generally, but especially berry alcoholic drinks. They always taste like perfume. Why am I having a berry punch Truly at like 9 p.m. on a Sunday when I have to work 12 hours tomorrow? That's actually none of your business. So, I am already stoked. Episode 5 is starting off with a bang. I do want to just throw this in here. While I dislike Dom, okay, don't like him, don't like what he said, I do agree that he did want to come, you know, into the house and like redeem himself or whatever, which, okay, cool, bro. Cool story, I guess. But I also feel like Tolu just wasn't paying attention to how like uninterested he had become in her, because especially when they matched again, I just felt like, did you not feel the energy of him basically feeling like he picked you because he had no other options? Like there was no like energy there that said like, I'm stoked to be here. You know what I mean? Because like you see other people's matches. It reminded me of when Chris and Elise matched, where they were just like, fuck it, we're both gonna be in the house at the very least. Like neither one of us are gonna want to leave, so we'll just match with each other and like find matches along the way, right? It had that energy. She was all like, yes, and he was all like, yeah, so you want to match? You know what I mean? Like, girl, this is what I'm saying about women oftentimes. Like, I love women, I think y'all are great, and especially like, but heterosexuals, y'all have to start doing something about the way that you will accept the bare minimum, and that you like refuse to look and see that someone isn't feeling you the way that you are feeling them. It's very, very easy. I'm gonna need to take these braids out in like a week or 2, and then I'm just gonna throw it for a couple weeks because it's gonna get hot, and then I'm gonna go platinum, I think. All right, I have 42 minutes of this episode and I still have to take a shower. Listen, I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay, I'm ashamed to admit this, but so I have 2 shames. The first shame, Elise's date. Bo, did you fart, buddy? He's older and he toots. First bit of shame is, when Elise's date, whose name I don't remember, like showed up in person, like, cause I just saw like the picture of him like spraying wine or whatever. Like he showed up and I was like, oh shit. Like, and I don't even normally find that, I don't know, there's just something, you know what it is? Listen, please don't come at me for this, but there's something about like dudes from New England. Do you know what I'm talking about? like Anyway, he's super cute. And they have a weird date. Like, sometimes I'm so confused. Like, why would you have a date and be like, yeah, sit in an ice bath? That's not romantic. The point is to get to know one another and like have a kind of a sexy time. There's nothing sexy about it. Like, I feel like both of their dates weren't sexy. Like, Elise's date wasn't sexy. Neither was Tolu's. So she goes on this date with Jake and she's like bench pressing him or leg pressing him. I'm not impressed. But then they come back and they're playing like basically truth or dare. I don't know. Nick shows up. He likes the nickname Nicky Poo, which he never ceases to let us know every time it's used. Like, I like that nickname. Okay, Nick, we get it. Thanks, Dad. So then we have Chris, who's suddenly wanting to make a move on Tolu. And I like can't decide if I want to champion this or if I want to burn it with like, just kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. I can't decide because Chris is so wishy-washy. You can never quite tell if he's actually interested in somebody or if he just wants to win. But even though I don't like the gyrating on top of somebody, it was a little like, it was better than Kaz's dance, which I wasn't expecting to say. Like, Kaz did a dance and he looked like something in his back was breaking. You know what I mean? He was very stiff with his dance. So I don't know what's happening, but Tolu was like sitting with Jake and Jake was, I don't know. I don't like Jake. And I'm surprised that she picked him for her date. I'm actually very surprised by that. Like, why did you pick him? Because the thing about Jake is he's boring as shit. He's so boring. There's nothing interesting about him. And I love that Tolu said this.
My biggest turnoff, I hate a man that's just waiting for things to happen for him and he's not going out and getting it done. That'll get her drier than the Sahara Desert, I'll tell you that.
Because honey, me too. I also don't like to date anybody who's like really just waiting for things to happen. And I know that makes me like an asshole hypocrite because I'm always waiting for things to happen. But that's because like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? I'm terrible at dating. I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. I'm like, do I like say things? Because here's the thing. The autism makes me super honest. And I just say how I feel. And then the other person feels like about it. And I'm just like, okay, well, you can just answer the question. It doesn't mean we have to get married. I don't want to get married. By the way, I have a whole video on my YouTube channel talking about it. I don't want to get married. I just wanted to see if like you felt the way that I feel. I'm not wasting time. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I could die tomorrow, knock on wood or whatever's available that is superstitious so that I don't die tomorrow. And I don't want to have wasted it like fucking around. Do you see what I'm saying? So the 25 minutes left, 25 minutes and 47 seconds of episode 5. Let's go. I just want to say that Jake is like less attractive than I remember him being. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like way less attractive than I remember him being. Why does he look like that? I know that's not nice, but he's not as attractive as my memory is bad. Did he always look like that? Okay, I'm out on the Boston man. He's got a silver ring on his index finger, and that means danger. If you've seen my video for The Invitation, I actually have 2 videos on The Invitation. They're 2 different movies. One's about vampires and one is about a cult. I'll put them in here somewhere. But index finger, and he's got one here too. Listen, you see what this forms? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I am talking about. Anyways, Elise is correct. Wait, okay. Wait a minute. So his name is Justin. All right. I'm going to see if I remember. I probably won't. His name's Justin. I don't even know. Is this in the right spot? We're going to pretend it is. I'm going to take it off because I get nervous. I feel nervous. I feel stressed. What is it me? Am I the drama? Or does it seem like Micah is intimidated by Elise and is doing everything in her power to like destroy Elise? Like first she breaks up Elise and Harry. Now she's over here talking to the guy that was brought into the house for Elise, basically. Micah, why are you like this? You finally have your BBC. Like, why? I know I'm not, but that's how I don't see Kaz that way, but I personally feel like she does. Leave me alone. Let me live my life. We can all have our own opinions. But you finally have it, and like you're already ready to like. This is what I'm saying. Don't compete for a man, please. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blonde Battleground. In this corner, we have Elise, tall, lithe, angry. And in this corner, we have Micah, not as tall, boxier, but still sexy. And not angry at all. Mostly weirdly competitive. Still don't like you, Micah. I'm also boxy, by the way. I'm shaped like SpongeBob. I'm mad at it. I'm not talking shit. But we smell our own. We smell our own. You know what I mean? If you're rectangular, you know what I'm saying. Rectangular bitches unite. Girl, Micah, see, this is the thing. You can't be in a relationship trying to get validation by doing shady shit. Okay, this is what I mean. You know how in like the kissing booth, I feel like maybe two, it's probably kissing booth two, where they bring on Diego, and the whole point of Diego's character is to make that tall Australian man feel jealous. I know people are about to get mad at me, like, how do you not know that man's name? I don't. I'm sorry. What do you want? What do you want from me? Anyways, but the whole point, he was brought on to like make him jealous. And anytime you are like doing stuff like that, where you're reacting to like these are, I'm not gonna call them, these are results of like having been in way too many toxic relationships. And I feel like, just listen. As an autistic person, I'm trying to tell y'all need to just be straight up. Like, y'all need to start saying what you want. Because the thing is, you actually cannot control emotions. You can't control emotions. You can't control them. You have zero control over how you feel and how another person feels. All you can control is how you react to it, right? So if you tell somebody, I like you, and their response is, I don't feel the same, at least you were honest. Do you know what I mean? The reason that we have the quote unquote, the one that got away, is because you didn't say how you felt. That's why they got away. Because you were like, and they didn't get away. They can't get away if they didn't know they were getting away. I am so annoyed because I'm like, Micah, if you had had the conversation that you had with the camera where you're like, everybody's just like swoopity swapping and it's making me feel like stressed out that Kaz is going to dip on me, you should have had that conversation with Kaz. Then you wouldn't have been having this conversation with Justin, and then Elise wouldn't be over here trying to plot your demise. Boom. Keep going. Alara's super pretty, but like, why is she always just like super agreeable to everything? I hate it when Dom speaks. I'm such a good guy and like I do everything for everyone and that's why I'm alone. Fuck off, dude. Don't do it, Alara. Don't give up 7 for this, and I think 7 looks stinky. No. I want Dom to have nothing. He deserves nothing. Yay! Oh my god! Fuck you, Dom! Yes! Listen. Woo! Go, girl. I'm waiting for this cough syrup to come down. Calm down. So we've got Boston and Elise matched. I know his name is Justin, but I'm going to call him Boston because that's what I do. And that's a cute pairing. And honestly, I like it because it doesn't feel like vengeance. I'm just like, because I can feel like Elise has a thirst for revenge. I want her to let it go. And I know that there are people who are looking at this being like, you are a Taurus, Audra. Those who know me being like, you want someone to let it go. First of all, mind your business. I'm not talking about me. I see that she has a thirst for vengeance. I want her to let it go because she does not have the ability to plan vengeance like I do. I am 9 steps ahead with my vengeance. There are still vengeance plans in my life right now, currently in action. You don't need to know anything else about it. Anyways, go girl. Give us everything. I'm glad that her and Elise and Justin, listen, those two Trulies are kicking in now. And good thing there's only 9 minutes left. Dom's little I'm the nice guy situation is like literally making me want to grab him by the throat through the screen. Sir, you weren't a nice guy. You came in with big energy, and it seemed like at first you were interested in Tolu. But then you got in the house, you saw other people that you found interesting, and honestly, you should have said that. That's all. No one would be mad at you. Like, Tolu wouldn't be upset if you had been honest and said, listen, I found some other people I might be interested in. You know, but instead you dragged her along so that you could get in this house, so that you could have your redemption arc. And I'm not sure what you're redeeming yourself from, because again, I didn't see season 1 of Paper Dream, but like, I don't know what you're redeeming yourself from, but from my understanding, you won season 1. So what the fuck are you doing here being an asshole? So you did all of that, and you like, listen, I'm not one to cape for Izzy because Izzy is a weird guy, but also I kind of dug him and Tolu together. I think that had they been allowed to like grow that, I think it would have gone well, because Izzy, amongst all things and above all things, wants real love. Like, he really seems like that is what he wants. I feel like, I hate saying this, like, even though he was dishonest about finances, and even after he said the hurtful things that he said about old girl being 37 and unmarried, or whatever age she was, doesn't matter. I do think, obviously, we all say things out of hurt, and they're not nice things. So, you know I said, like, damn, that's fucked up back then, because it was fucked up. It's still fucked up today. But I also do understand that we all say things out of hurt, and I'm no stranger to that. But I think that above all things, he wants love. He wants like real, deep, meaningful love. And he is here trying to find it. And I think that he and Tolu would have done well, because they both have that kind of energy where I don't feel like they're on these reality shows just beyond reality shows. You know what I mean? Because like the one that she was on was like it was trust, you know? So it was just a game that she was winning. And especially hearing her story about her ex, I'm just like, yeah, girlfriend really wants like steady love. And I feel like Dom took that, not Dominique. Dom took that from her by being a lying piece of shit. Like, if he had come in and been like, hey, I want to talk to these other girls, like, then she could have like talked to Izzy. But instead, he's like playing the game, and now look at him. And now he's over here having his like, I did the right thing. I thought about other people other than myself, and now like I'm screwed again.
Here's where I stand right now. If I was doing different, and I got the same result, try to do the good job, didn't work out in my favor. That's always how you want it to go.
You're screwed because you're an asshole. You're screwed because you use people. You're screwed because you thought you were attractive enough to like get by all this. You thought you were going to be able to like just get Alara, and guess what? You weren't. You weren't going to be able to get Alara, because Alara was really happy with Seven. Seven treats her like a queen. And a fun fact, people have seen the way that you treated Tolu. So eat shit, my boy. Well. Harry's behavior has gotten a hold of him.
At the end of the day, like, are you here because you want to find someone and find your perfect match? It's something worth fighting for.
Everyone's so genuine, why did you come here?
Huh?
Also, Dom, you suck.
What?
No, you're not catching strays.
That sounded like stray. Sounded like a headshot.
That was a low blow. Why? Like, misery loves company. This is why when we talk about men's mental health, you know what I'm saying? When we try to talk about it and y'all like brush us off, I can see how sometimes it can be hard for y'all to talk to other men. I can see. Because like he just chucked you right under the bus. Like just because he wasn't getting his way. Like, the way Dom so casually was just like, I'm not getting my way, so neither will you. You're supposed to be best friends? I would never. Like, I have friends right now, right? Like, I would never do that to Jen if we were all single. Let's say we're all single, we're all heterosexual, we're all dating. I would not do that to Jen. I wouldn't do that to Em. I wouldn't do it to Tina. I wouldn't do it to Kelsey. Like, there's so many people I would not do that to. Like, if I hate you, yeah, I'm gonna do that to you because I'm a hateful ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm Taurus, Leo rising. I will destroy you if I don't like you. I will make sure that the next 8 lifetimes of your life are miserable. But when I love you, I would never do that. How dare you, Dom? Oh my God, please get him out of this house. There's 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Please tell me he's leaving. I can't take it anymore.
Where's Tolu?
You mashed up a Tolu.
Who?
The guy in the blue shirt. What's his name? Chris?
Chris?
Yeah.
You guys with Tolu?
Yeah.
No way. It feels bittersweet leaving. Because I did come here to find my person, but I made a decision that led me to here.
Okay, so here's the thing. I do feel really bad that Harry is upset. But Harry, the chickens have come home to roost. Is that the saying? They have come home to roost. The thing is, that sucks, is you're on a reality show and you've been on multiple reality shows and people have seen you acting the way that you act, right? And it would be different. Like IRL, Jess would not have this information. And I think that that's one of the things that does suck about like this configuration of show is like people, especially if you've been on another like dating show, people have seen you. And then on top of that, you're now reality stars. People see who you make up and break up with and all of this stuff. And I understand him wanting to distance himself from that, which is hard. And I really do feel for him that he's trying to like put that behind him. I'm probably going to regret saying all of this, but who cares? I'm not a therapist or a psychologist or a psychoanalyst. I'm just, you know, some random person who is watching this and telling you my feelings about it. I understand all of that, but I do think that you have to take responsibility for how you behaved. And I think that it would help if instead of you saying like, I don't want to like talk about all this past stuff and it hurts my feelings, which is a good thing, you can say that too. You should also say, I know that the way that I have been portrayed and the things that I have done in the past can and do impact our present. And I'm going to do everything I can to show you that I've changed. That's all she needs to hear. Like, not this like denouncement of the past, because like it reminds me of, you know how in AA they talk about you know, forgiveness is a big part of it. And the thing is, one of the steps that they go through, I don't know which step it is, but they do go and like ask people for forgiveness. But what people really don't understand about that is when they're asking for forgiveness, it's really not, it doesn't matter if the other person forgives you. That's not the point. The point is that you're acknowledging what you did. That's the whole point of that step. The whole thing isn't to get all the people that you've wronged to forgive you. The point is that you acknowledge the wrong that you have done and accepted that you did it. Even if you don't remember it, even if you know like there's just fuzzy memories of the whole thing, but you were told what happened. The point is that you acknowledge that you've done this. It's not about the other person being like, oh, I forgive you for the things you've done wrong. It's about you saying, I acknowledge I have done these things and they impacted you negatively, and I am truly sorry for that. And I hope that one day you can forgive me. Whether or not they forgive you isn't the point. The point is that you acknowledge that those behaviors existed and you're able to move past that. And then you no longer have like this chip here, because those are the things that drive you back into that addiction, right? So it's that same concept. You have to be able to let her know that you acknowledge the things that you've done and why people are, because he's sitting here trying to be like, people, for some reason, people want to talk bad about me. It's not for some reason, Harry. It's the things that you've done. Acknowledge these things and then you can move forward. All right. So the episode ends with Harry crying and saying he's got to go and he can't deal with this. So we're going to find out episode 6, which I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be a different outfit and potentially a different location. We're going to get into it even more. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope this video isn't like 2 hours long. And if it is, and you watched all of it, thank you. Jeez. Appreciate it. First of all, what we're not going to do is pay attention to the mess behind me because I'm a messy bitch. And if that's not for you, I understand. So we're moving into episode 6. But before I can really get into that, I do want to just, there's a compatibility challenge in this. So here's the thing. I don't understand why these are called compatibility challenges because I don't feel like there is compatibility. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like it's compatible. Like, these aren't proving that anybody's compatible, but I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, we're going to do a little challenge, you know? We're going to do a little challenge so that somebody can win. That's Bo scratching himself. So that somebody can just like win and go to the boardroom. And I forgot to tell you that in episode 5, like Trevor was on the board to like pick, and then they didn't pick Trevor from Love is Blind. Also, another quick side note, because this is all in the same universe, you know what I'm saying? I have been seeing a few articles that are talking about the way in which Netflix is trying to do everything it can for Love is Blind to like not have people who are trying to get there and get their like 10 minutes of fame. It used to be 15, but now in this world it's 10. So that's gonna be interesting when the new Love is Blind comes out, because it's gonna be one of those things where I'm like, dude, were y'all successful? So anyway, they do a compatibility challenge. It's something about getting balls into a basket, and Steven and Alara win. And I'm not gonna lie, like Steven and Alara are actually really, really cute. I'm glad that they're like into each other. I'm glad that they enjoy one another's company. Why did I say it that way? I don't know. It felt like it would sound like feel good coming out of my mouth. And even though I'm not walking it back, I still feel like Steven smells funny, but I think that they're really cute, and his obsession with toe sucking is interesting to say the least. So they have to like choose people to bring on, and they bring on Melinda from Too Hot to Handle, which Melinda is super sexy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if she walked in, I would just crumble. I would have the same feeling that Tolu had, which was just like, no, fam, I'm good. I would just like, my heart would drop because she's so stunning. And it's not like Tolu isn't, it's just like not like I'm not. But when you see another stunning person come in and they're like trying to take your man, I don't know. And can I just tell y'all, the way that I'm like changing my mind about Chris, I don't like it. Because it's like they're cute. Him and Tolu are so cute together. Anyway, Tolu goes on a date with Melinda, and Kaz goes on a date with a girl whose name I can't remember, but she has brown hair. They were gonna try to initially send Harry, but they decided not to, which I'm glad, because like Harry needs a break. Because by the way, let's catch back up with Harry and Jess. They both ended up apologizing to one another, and like now they're happy. And she was like talking about how he's a pretty crier. And girl, you know, I hate pretty criers. I mean, I don't really cry but all that often, but when I do, I think it is in fact very ugly. And I think that's yet another reason why I don't do it. That and my general feeling that emotions are ghetto and I want nothing to do with them. So they all go out on their dates or whatever, and I miss it. Again, listen, I told you that this is going to be chaotic because I try to pay attention as much as I can, but as soon as I get bored, my brain just clocks out. Chris goes on the date with Melinda, and he's kind of like into it, but also just like he really likes Tolu. So I'm like, so he ends up going back and matching with Tolu regardless. And here's what, and Kaz hasn't made his decision yet. Everybody else is just like matching up the same way that they were before, which is the point. Like, here's my problem. Melinda and New Girl, again, I don't remember her name. I might like be nice and put it in here somewhere, but and sorry, the girls are girling. I'm ovulating. There's nothing I can do about that. And I'm preparing for a charity stream. So I had to look good. And so let me do that. Follow me on Twitch. So the thing is, I don't know why Melinda and New Girl are so salty. Like they're just mad because they're not going to stay in the house, which I don't like. I don't like that attitude. Hold on. I don't like the attitude. And the reason I don't like the attitude is because why are you so salty that people are happy together? Like, I get that you want to be in the house, but it seems weird that y'all are just like pissed off that people are happy. Like, they've been there for 12 days. I don't know how many days, but they've been there for a while. So like they're settled with each other. They know one another. They like each other. The show is called Perfect Match. Maybe they found theirs. Don't be salty. Also, if you purchase this mug, the proceeds go to a charity for Black women in crisis. So, you know, let me put it in the front so you can actually, I don't know if it'll want to focus because my arms just like, listen, this camera, I haven't used this one in so long. Hold on, let me move the focus here. Maybe that'll fix that. Maybe that'll fix that. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I can fix it. Did I fix it? I did. Let me be a winner for like 5 seconds. Let me be a winner for 5 seconds. I'm so sorry. This mug goes to a charity that helps out with Black women in crisis when they're in mental hospitals. I've been in one. So if you want to purchase one, I will have it in the link below. You don't have to. I'm just letting you know in case anybody wants one. You better be Black though. You better be Black. Okay. Anyways. So these two hoes are like mad salty. I'm sorry I called them hoes. Ladies, mad salty. And I'm just like, y'all need to relax. Like, I don't know. Anyway, brown haired girl is like still trying to like go for Kaz. And y'all, when I tell you that this is the most manufactured looking ass breakup I have ever seen between like Kaz and Micah, and listen, I don't like Micah. Everybody knows that. You know it. I don't like Micah. I feel like she's not very interesting. I feel like she's one of those people who has relied, and there's nothing, you know, I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. I feel like, which can be mean. Both things can be true. But you know those people who have just always been pretty and they just rely on being pretty, but they have the personality of a wet sponge? That's what Micah reminds me of. Like, she's just always been pretty, and so I don't feel like she has a personality. And I find it boring. I find her boring. Like, it was cute that her and Kaz were like getting on, right? Like, I didn't have problems with that. But my issue is that she's just not interesting. Like, when Micah's on screen, I'm never like, oh my God, here comes Micah. Like, Tolu has energy and excitement. You know what I mean? Like, Jess has a whole ass personality. It's fun, it's cute, and like, hi, I'm Jess. I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't like this. I'm like, da da da. You know, Elise, spiteful but beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the rest of the women have personality that you know what they're about. And I felt like that about Micah since she was on Love is Blind. I felt like her personality is being pretty, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But it's like it's not gonna get love a lot. I think it could. What do I know? What do I know? I had a terrible nightmare last night. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that celibate thing rolling. Anyway, so Micah comes down and it's very manufactured. It just doesn't seem to make sense. Like, she comes down, she's like mad at Kaz, calling him a liar. And then they're like having this kind of back and forth. And we're just left on this cliffhanger of like, are they breaking up? Maybe. Who knows? We're going to find out in the next episode, episode 7. It looks like they're bringing back all the other people. And I don't want Brighton back. Please throw him back to the garbage. I don't want to see Dom again, like, at all. I don't like Dom. And please note that this breakdown, it's not encompassing outside stuff. I feel like I have to say that every time I do these breakdowns because people are like, did you see this? Or did you see this person? Did you? No, I didn't. And no, I didn't see the thing on TikTok. And no, I didn't read the thing on Reddit. And no, I didn't read the thing in People Magazine. I didn't do any of that because this is about the show, not the things happening outside of the show. All right, we'll be back for episode 7. Oh, hello, I'm back with episode 7. And also, I built the furniture. Listen, it's happening. Thank y'all for being here on my journey. It's a Friday. I have the day off. I've had the week off, actually, and it has been delightful, and I'm living for it. I have to go back to work next week, and it's terrible. Anyways, that's enough updates about me, and I know that that's not what you came here for, but you got it anyway. So there was another compatibility challenge, and this one I actually did feel like was a good compatibility challenge because they had to, one person was blindfolded whilst the other one guided them through this stringy situation. And now, like, honestly, I can't remember if that happened in 6th. and then we're here on 7. I've watched episode 7 twice, but I don't know what it is. Like, again, my brain just goes like, boom, until we get to like important stuff. Point is, 7 and Alara win, and they choose people to go on dates. So they get this girl named Britton from Too Hot to Handle. I remember her. She's from Hawaii. There's a point, and I understand. Listen, I understand that wherever you're from, you're going to pronounce it the correct way. However, at one point she's talking to Kaz and she keeps saying Hawaii. And I'm not trying to be mean. Like, listen, I know it's Hawaii, okay? But he is British.
Of course. Where are you from?
Hawaii.
Where's that?
Are you serious?
I'm from London. Like, I've never been to
You've
America.
never heard of Hawaii?
No.
The islands?
Sometimes you just have to say words the way that other people understand them when they're not from where you're from.
In the middle of the ocean? Crazy. Okay, well, here I am, educator, and there's a chain of islands in the middle of nowhere, and I'm from there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah, that's the same place.
Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and just be like, I'm from Hawaii, and where, you know, the correct pronunciation is Hawaii.
Yeah, which is a country.
It's not a country, but it should be.
Oh,
It's very hard to explain.
And then that way he would understand, because the whole time he's sitting there just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, where? Because she's saying it that way, and she's white. No hate. She's saying it that way. She's white. He is confusion. So awkward. Melinda. No, it's no longer Melinda. It's another guy who was on Too Hot to Handle as well, I believe. Maybe his name's Neil. Who cares? The reason I don't remember their names is because both of them are, you know, trolling around, trying to get the couples to break up, because like 7 ends up going on a date with, wait, let me fast forward. I watched this, right? My bad. Episode 7. Listen, this is so sad. 7 minutes in, you're like, listen, you weird little NB. Do you not remember? I told you, my brain, mashed potatoes, and I forgot. So what really happened was that Micah and Kaz won, which was muy importante that they win. So what they did is they broke up 7 and Alara. And they sent Alara on a date with Nigel, is his name. Listen. So they sent Alara on a date with Nigel, and then they sent 7 on a date with Britton, who is his exact type. And he said as much. But the whole time they're both on their dates, they're like really just thinking about each other. And they get back, and it looks like, you know, 7 had a nice time, and he says so. Alara actually gets upset. And listen, I want to say something about Alara. I love her. I think that she's fabulous. And can we also just have a quick conversation about these cameramen and the weird booty shots that they keep getting? Because like, it's just, I don't, stop it, please. And I say this for like almost every reality show, because I feel like a lot of emphasis is placed on women's booty cheeks. And I find it to be a lot, honestly. I find it to be a lot. Are you rolling around, baby? Anyway, he's rolling around because I built that. I built it. Listen. Happy Pride. Anyways, if this comes out in time, but even if it doesn't, happy belated Pride. You're welcome. So they went out on their dates. I think what's funny to me too is that 7 went on like a moped date. Is it a moped or is it a Vespa? I'm gonna say Vespa. And Britton drives, and he's just like in the sidecar. I don't get the allure of Britton. Like, I understand that she's pretty, but for me, that's about it. So now they are all back at the house. Alara ends up getting upset when she realizes that not only did 7 go on a date with this match his ideal match in the world, in the real world. I don't know if I'm saying this properly, but then he had a nice time. So she kind of walks off and starts crying. Steven goes in to talk to her, and y'all, listen. He starts telling her this stuff, and I'm sitting here like, this is another reason why I had to watch this episode twice, and it still didn't work because I still forgot everything. It was like recapping some random part of an episode. Glad you stayed around for that. But he's like explaining all this stuff that happened with him and Britain, and I was like, what? But then,
and I'm just fucking with you because that never happened.
I was actually about to slap you.
No,
so anyway, Steven and Alara are like back together. They're happy. Everybody just chooses their same matches again. It doesn't change. And here's the thing I do want to say about this, because the show is in fact called Perfect Match. I'm not understanding why everybody gets salty when they like they don't come between any of the couples, because to me, like, that would seem, in my little bonneted brain, that they're matched correctly and that they aren't tempted to be with anyone else. Also, I do have to tell you, Harry did like a cute little thing for Jess where he put out some flowers and like a bunch of little love notes explaining all the things he liked about her, including eating her bum. Yeah, I wouldn't want that on national TV either, girl. I'd be like, don't say that out loud. That's so humiliating. Please don't. I don't want people to know that you're doing that here on this tropical island where it's quite warm, actually. And that's really all I could think about. And so it looks like this next episode, episode 8, is where we're going to get everybody coming back. And I am not looking forward to that because I'm not into it. I mean, I do have to take you back to Kaz and Micah. My bad. Listen, I told you that this was going to be a chaotic recap. So Kaz and Micah had got like a little... because they had been separated for days. They ended up choosing each other again, but like there was this like awkwardness that kept going on where Kaz and Micah were like arguing, like people were talking shit behind, like I feel like it was Nigel maybe was talking a lot of shit behind Kaz's back, and Kaz had enough. He was like, this is enough. I didn't say these things. I didn't do these things, and I'm tired of y'all like doing this weird manipulation stuff behind my back because like I'm down for Micah. And I did not appreciate that either because Kaz is like seems like a very chill dude, and like he's laser focused on Micah, and I just think that it's weird. Like I get that it's a competition show, I guess, really, but it's just odd to me that people would go that far. Like just be with your matches. Why are we making it weird? Again, you're talking to a person who's autistic as well, so I'm not understanding the point in trying to like break everyone up, because at the end of this, don't they vote on who the perfect match is? So realistically, do you care about breaking them up? I mean, is there money? Anyway, episode 7 just ends with like Nick coming in and being awkward. If I could just not have Nick on the show, that would honestly solve so many problems, because I can't stand him. I absolutely can't stand Nick. Like every time he shows up, it's like someone's grandpa coming into the room, you know, and it's just super awkward. I'm just like, bro. So we're going into episode 8, I guess. It looks like all the couples are going well. It's really cute that Tolu and Chris are actually getting on. And I don't know, obviously it could all be just like fake for TV and scripted, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, I think it's cute that they're getting along. And there was like moments where I thought he was really gonna like just chuck her to the side. And I'm here for Tolu because she's been screwed over too many times. Like, I'm actually really glad that she didn't end up with Izzy, but also I'm very curious when he comes back, like if they will have like a connection, because Izzy's grown man material now. Maybe now he wasn't. Let me rephrase. I don't think it wasn't that he wasn't grown man material before on Love is Blind. I just think that he was dishonest about some things that are important. And whether or not you carry debt into a marriage is an important thing. It's an important thing. I know some people don't look at it that way, but I do. I do. If you are carrying marriage into a debt, or debt into a marriage, same thing. If you're carrying debt into a marriage, it's really important to have these conversations about it. Mainly because if you don't have these talks, what you're going to run into is the other person not knowing that your financial situation is in such a way that things that they want or are working towards or aspiring to in life, they may not be able to get. So I think maybe he learned his lessons from that, but also I just don't think this is the show for Izzy. Do you know what I mean? He seems like he just really wants to settle down. He doesn't really want to play games, and he's older, so a lot of these like kind of young, like we're doing shots people are like seem to be a bit much for him. So we're gonna find out on episode 8 next. All right.
Okay, so I'm washing brushes. I am watching episode 8. I forgot to say that at the end of episode 7, I said it was bringing everybody back, but I forgot to mention one important factor, and that important factor was that they're having like a ladies' day and a boys' day, which obviously means, yeah, that's right. The people coming back, it's like all the dudes are gonna be hanging out with the girls without their men there, and all the ladies are gonna be hanging out with the evicted dudes without their men being there. So it's a whole thing. Anyways, I say all that to say, here we are with Britain. Listen, I hope that the mic is picking me up because I've been doing a lot of weird things to make all of this work. So, okay, so anyways, I cannot express to you enough how much I hate Britain. Every ounce of my being. I hate him. I hate everything about him. I hate the way he breathes. I hate the way he smiles. And I don't find him attractive. Objectively, I guess some people would think that he is cute. Not me. It's not even just like, I don't like his eyebrows. You know what I mean? I hate it. And it's just, we've all met that guy and he's just obnoxious. Like there's nothing interesting about him to me. And it just feels like every time he shows up, he's really just there because he wants to win. He wants to be in the house, and he doesn't really care about anyone. Again, this is a reality show, so who knows how much of this is real versus whatever the fuck. But I don't like him. I'm never gonna like him. And I don't like the way that he refers to the women as like options. I hate it. Like literally every time he's like, so-and-so could be an option, so-and-so could be an option. I'm like, oh my God, stop talking about people like they're like on a menu. There's something I don't find him to be good. Also, does Micah like Kaz at all? Does Micah like Kaz or does she not like Kaz? Because it's like, I feel like she's just comfortable being with Kaz and she, you know, got her BBC and now she's just like, okay, well, I've done the thing I wanted to do. And every time like dudes start showing up in her sphere, she's like trying to get them. Also, I can't remember if I brought this up at some point or another, but I really don't like the way Micah is like competing with Elise. And I don't know if y'all see, it's just, it might seem subtle to some, but do you see what I'm talking, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I mean? Like the way that literally every single time Elise has somebody, here comes Micah. Out of the woodworks comes Micah, just like, hey, like a lizard. So I don't know how I feel about all that. And we're gonna find out because I can't figure out how your loins are getting tightened and hot for Britain. Like everything about him screams that like, not only am I gonna cheat on you, I'm a gaslighting ass asshole. You know what I mean? Like I don't find anything about him to be good. So anyways, this is an as we go episode, so here we go. So Christine is flirting with Kaz. Also, does Kaz even like Micah? Does he? I just feel like these two people are just like very obviously like just playing the game, which fine. But we need to talk to Christine. Christine, honey, you're gonna need to speak to somebody about your need to conquer when dating. This is not a good thing. Like I just get really turned on when I'm trying to get somebody who's hard to get. Babe, that's not good because you know what that means in the long run? It means once you get them, you don't like them anymore, you know? It's that wanting and getting, you know? Because you know how like you'll save up for something for an eternity and then you get it and it's cool, but the problem is like all of your energy at one point or another was spent in trying to get the thing, you know, whether it be a PC or whatever it is. You've been saving, and like your energy was spent in the like saving and the scrimping and the putting things aside and doing all of this stuff to get the thing. And then you have the thing and it's cool and all, but like now it's over, you know? Ha 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 ha. But now it's over. So like, what do you do now? You know what I mean? And like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm like, Christine, you need to talk to somebody because you have this problem. And I don't think it's even just like somebody that's hard to get. I think she very specifically likes guys that already have somebody. Obviously that's, you know, just me adding context that doesn't necessarily exist. But I do think that that's a thing. And people who are like that, it's like, babes, I know the toxicity is too much. You have to stop wanting to win. This is a relationship with another human being. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a relationship with another human being. This is not a contest. It's not like when I go into a public restroom and I'm racing a stranger to see who finishes peeing first. This is like somebody's life. Pretend you didn't hear that. I'm just gonna say this right quick, because like Izzy's back, obviously. He's talking to Micah. There is something, I can't, someone please, you know those like Pepe Frog memes? Like, please don't get mad at me. But like, that's the kind of energy that his eye contact gives me, and I find it very uncomfortable. Anyways.
Micah's like my type. I usually go for the blonde, and she is such a sweet, sensitive soul. But at the same time, Toulouse here, who, you know, was my match.
I knew you were gonna want to get some Toulouse.
And I feel like ever since I have been with Toulouse, I feel like I'm guilty of like not exploring more.
So what does that say to you?
It says that my relationship with Toulouse isn't as strong as I perceived it to be.
Chris, how dare you? This is exactly why I don't date men. Do you? Oh, I don't think my relationship is as strong because I'm around other beautiful women and I have the opportunity to talk to y'all. Like, y'all get on my nerves so bad. Like, all of these people do, honestly. But this is what I'm talking about. If it literally just takes someone beautiful talking to you for you to like walk out of your relationship, I mean, why are you looking for a relationship then? Because like the name of the show, and this could be my literal brain working, is perfect match. So like, I don't, like, if you found someone that you feel good with, that makes you feel good, that you're happy with, that you're like, yes, bitch, this is it. I really like spending time with you. I don't really want to spend time with anybody. Like, I'm over here, I'm just having a good time with these people, but I'm not seeking out someone else to potentially be with. Because here's the thing, y'all have burned these bridges like dipshits and then discover, oh, I really should have just stayed with such and such. Also, it was really cute that Tolu and Izzy were talking, and basically she was just like, yeah, it didn't work out with Dom, but also was very much like, don't worry, like, you know, I'm not really gonna be the one that Izzy gets. I just think that there's like a different, and this is why I say communication is key in a relationship, because if y'all had conversations about like how y'all were feeling in the relationship, I think people wouldn't be as surprised. But of course, people can't be honest. Okay.
You could have something really good with someone, but at the same time, you might have something even better with someone else.
That doesn't even make sense. You can have something really good with somebody, at the same time have something better with somebody else. That doesn't make any sense. It's only if you're always looking for the BBD. Bigger, better deal. 100%. This is why I love Xanthi, because Xanthi is like a classy bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? She's a classy bitch. Because she really wasn't interested in like making out with a bunch of strangers on camera, because that's awkward and your family and your friends see it. Like, that's how I would be like, no, I'm not really into it. It's not hot. But also like that kissing challenge, again, grosses me out, because quite literally, like, you're just swapping spit with everybody, like one after the other. Like, they didn't even show if there was like mouthwash or like a drink or something in between the kisses. Sorry. Anyways, that's exactly it, Xanthi. These dudes are acting like, oh, I'm gonna have a good time playing around with these people, and then I'm gonna go back to my match. And that's why, like, Chris saying that whole thing about, like, you know, well, you could have something really good with somebody, but at the same time have something better with somebody else. I'm like, that's the BBD, dude. And that's why people are having difficulty with dating, because instead of just like focusing on the person you're with and making the determination as to whether or not you enjoy them as they are and you like who you are with them as well, you're constantly looking for this other magical unicorn person that might be better for you than this person, and that's dumb. That's not good behavior. That doesn't make you smart. You know what I mean? You're always gonna be unhappy if you're constantly looking for like the bigger, better deal every time. It's just like, it's like when Black Friday comes, okay? And instead of you just being like, this is the thing I'm gonna get and I'm gonna get it, and you're like, but I could do this, and you just keep waiting and waiting for like something better to take place, and then it doesn't, and then the thing that you wanted, the sale is now like less than or more than it was, less than it was. Yeah, so let's say before it was like 30% off, but now it's only 20% off because you waited, you know? Now you're like, am I gonna get it now? See? No, that's not a good allegory or whatever the word is, metaphor, who cares? It's not good, but I did it anyway. Just, I'm cleaning my brushes, let me live. You make me feel gross, la 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 la. You make me feel gross. Melinda is so sexy, but she's just like too much for me. I couldn't handle all that. So sexy, but like that's too much for me in my spirit. Also, Melinda likes to star shit. I love Melinda, beautiful. But she likes to start shit. I'm confused. Was there or was there not a kiss? Okay?
He went and kissed Melinda? Sorry?
I saw nothing. The cameras didn't show us that they were kissing.
I certainly didn't see anything. I didn't see anything go down. I'm the wrong guy. I'm the wrong sort.
Why is she saying this?
So that kiss didn't... What do you mean?
I'm confusion. So she's saying that they kissed, but the way he looked down when she was like, you kissed me on the lips, Harry. Let me see what's going on. I literally cannot stress this enough. I would rather catch my own shit in my hand than date Dom.
Listen, I'm waiting for the camera to charge because I've been filming like a nutcase. I just need to say, why was there like evil doer music? That's what...
And then I kissed him back. No.
You know, like on like the Avengers when the bad guy comes and like destroys everything and it's like, Dawn.
So how does that make you feel? Like, are you proud? Do you feel like this was the most respectful setting to share that?
Why was that on? And you know what? I actually do applaud Jess for asking Melinda, like, do you feel good about yourself? Because here's the thing. I understand wanting to like spill tea or whatever, because like I love to listen. If you spill, I'm drinking. But what really bothered me about this is I was just like, you could have had a one-on-one conversation with Jess. And I don't even like Jess, but I feel like that should have been like a more one-on-one situation, especially after Jess shared what she shared. If you had like additional information, I'd be like, you know what, I think we should talk in private. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I get that this is a reality show, like blah, 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 blah. But that's just me. I would not be interested, personally, in saying all of that in front of everybody, because I just wouldn't want someone to feel humiliated like that. Yes, there are cameras, but I feel like there's a way that can be done to where Jess doesn't have to immediately be on the defense. So it ends with like episode 8 is just like ending with like,
what happened?
you know, the music on the show is so dramatic, but this is like the most dramatic I've seen it. So, into episode 9, I guess. It's called To Tell the Truth. Child, listen. First of all, hold on, I gotta hit the pause. I never thought that from her like goofy comments about I hope you're gonna choke, you're gonna need an EpiPen, that Jess would be like so emotionally mature.
Just calm down. Well, I can't even get a word in edgewise. Okay, because you're trying to talk to me as I'm a child. I'm not a child. I'm gonna talk to you in a way. Any open conversations you guys want to have, we're more than happy to have them.
I'm so proud of her that she didn't let that whole thing get nasty. I'm appreciative of how she like ended up going back and be like, listen, Melinda,
I'm not trying to be mean to you. I feel like you could have done other things. Because here's the thing that I hate when people do this. My least favorite thing, I was like, Melinda, please don't do that. My least favorite thing is if somebody says something, because she's like,
you could have been a lady about it and said, okay,
No,
I would like to
don't do that.
I would have
I'm a
liked,
lady.
you know what's really immature is you want to get your word in edgewise, you want everyone to hear you.
I could have pulled you
Oh,
to the
it's the
side.
Melinda show.
which I understand some people might have however feelings that they have about the wording. I knew what she was trying to say. Like, just why couldn't you come and pull me to the side? Anyways, and then instead of Melinda hearing anything after that, like, I'm a lady, I'm a lady, I'm a lady, I'm a lady, I'm a lady. I'm like, stop. Don't do that, because that's just like combative, argumentative behavior. I don't like when anybody does that to me. Because we're not, like, now we're having a harder time conversing, and I did appreciate, this is what the good thing about Jess being a mom. I did appreciate the way that she de-escalated the entire situation and was like, I'm not going to come out of character. I don't know none of y'all.
I'm not going to come out of body or act out of character for anyone. Not him, not any of you.
And I would also be doing a disservice to Harry by, like, reaming him out in front of everybody. Like, girlfriend was like, we're not playing these games. I'm not going to explode with drama in front of everybody. I'm not playing. And you know what? Me too, babes. Right, Bo? Do you agree? I'm gonna say yes.
It's your choice, just do it. Because your love is
Well. If it isn't the consequences of your own actions, dog slobber.
Aren't you walking up right now?
Here's the thing. Micah, you wanted this to happen because you could not just get out of your own way. Now you're over here staring at Kaz talking to everybody. Girl, why would he be talking to you? You've been making snide comments about the relationship. You've been talking smack about the relationship all this time. And you didn't even bother securing you a bag. Like, you didn't even bother securing you a backup man.
Oh my God, girl up. No, do you want to sit?
Like, man has been honest with you from, like, day 9. And you took all of that, you threw it in his face, and then are shocked and surprised that he's talking to somebody else. Like, I don't... Mans is, like, done. He, like I said in the preview, you could see it in his face watching her do this, where he finally was just like, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do to get her to be on the same wavelength where we are both trusting one another. I'm not going to keep fighting for this. Relationship 101. If you are fighting too hard and the other person is, like, if you are fighting to stay together and the other person is fighting to break up, let them win the breakup fight. Let them win. Why would you want to win that? Because you're just going to keep going in this, like, circle until you fall into the drain with, like, all of the hair follicles that are covered in conditioner and whatever else goes down the drain. You know what I'm saying? It's all like, you know what I'm talking about, that glop of hair that's I'm so sorry, I should have done that. So here's the thing. I remember I told y'all I did not like Britain. Sorry about the dog slobber. So now you've got, like, this big thing in my face and I'm looking in some random direction. Let me live my life. This is why I don't like Brighton or whatever his name is. Because, like I said, his only concern is getting back in the house, and he will do that by any means necessary. He has so far been successful in splitting up Micah and Kaz. Like, it's so sad for, like, it's embarrassing. Like, I would, listen, if I had to go back and look at this shit, I'd be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed if I was Micah. Like, you're embarrassing yourself again, humiliating yourself. Because you're like, she's walking around telling everybody that, like, Kaz is the worst, he's treated her so bad, and I, like, can't figure out where, like, am I just watching a different show? Maybe, and I've told y'all I've spaced out a few times, so y'all let me know, like, what it is that I missed that he did that was so terrible. I mean, obviously, aside from him kissing that girl in front of her, but at that point, it's just like, right before this happened, you were like making snide comments to him. Like, is there stuff happening off camera that we're just not seeing? Because, like, girl, and, like, this weird competition between Elisa and Micah, is it just like, do blondes battle? Is this like a blonde battle situation? Like, that now, like, is this what's happening? And I get it that, like, Justin is, you know, as interesting as a piece of cardboard. Like, really, It's like if he was talking to me. Sorry, I just started like imagining the dissociation that I would have in my head while he was talking and just be like nodding. But it's like Elise and Micah have this like battle that's going on, and I don't get it. I'm not understanding these two's like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like both of them are going to be humiliated whenever the reunion happens. You know what I mean? And they have to like see how Brighton played them like this because he just wanted to get in the house so bad. And like the thing is, I don't even understand wanting to get in the house so bad now. It feels like more just like you just want to break people up because you won't be voted the perfect match. The show's almost over. You can't become the perfect match in like a day. You can't become the perfect match in like a day. It's obviously Alara and Steven. But it's so embarrassing. Like, I would be so embarrassed. The whole Melinda, Harry, Jess thing, I just feel like it's a nothing burger and I don't care. Is that weird that I don't give a shit? I actually don't care. Like, it's just, I don't. I think because, like, Harry's Harry. And so I just genuinely, if he and Jess get together and stay together, cool. If they don't, cool. I genuinely don't care about their relationship. Like, I did see, like, you know, off into the side, you know, the kiss heard around the world situation that was going on. And I don't care. I don't care. And I just feel like these people are dumb. They have macaroni for brains, because you would have to realize that at this point in the game, the goal other people have is to break you up. And so you'd have to consider, like, when people are like, what do I gain from this? Like, well, you gain that you were able to break up one of the potential perfect matches. That's what you gain. What do you mean? It's not even about clout at this point. It's like, what do you mean, what do you gain? You gain breaking up one of the potential perfect matches. Hello. And now everybody's fighting for Brighton's ugly ass. I'm sorry, I have trouble saying his name. And I just don't get it. He's so unattractive to me. It's like every time he smirks, you know, my vagina gets drier.
I love every match.
In a move that surprised everyone, Tolu and Chris ended up matching again. Okay, so I'm actually really shocked. Like, I don't understand Chris. I'm never gonna understand their matching. Like, I don't get it, but it is what it is. Micah friend matching with Izzy is like, actually I'm kind of annoyed by that. Not because I want Micah to lose everything because she's stupid, but because I actually feel like it's not fair. Ooh, did you hear my stomach growl? But because I think Izzy deserves better than that. Which words I never thought I would say, but I feel like Izzy deserves more than someone who's just like, I'm just like upset and like everybody's crazy and I just want to try to build a genuine connection. Girl, there's like 2 episodes left. What do you mean? But I'm guessing that they're going to do a thing where we're going to have to figure out whether or not Harry and Jess are going to match. The cramp I have like growing in my foot that I can't, like my toes are starting to do that thing where you get a cramp in your foot and your toes just start like crossing from the cramp. Anyway, I'm really surprised that they matched. But there was an upset, and this, listen, I gotta wait for the battery to charge my camera for this because we're gonna need to get up close and personal, and I put on a different top.
I have never had it happen to where I filmed so much that it took up a whole card. So this is gonna be a bitch to edit. Thank you to the 500 of y'all that watch it. Appreciate you so much. I'm so serious. I'm not being sarcastic. Thank you. I need to say this. This is the other problem I have with Micah, because she did the same thing. It's like, girl, you're not using your brain. You did the same thing on Love is Blind. You're always making assumptions about whatever it is that your partner's doing. And then you're reacting to what you think they are or are not doing. Do y'all not remember when she broke up with what's his ass? I don't remember his name. Dark hair, whatever. But when they were at the altar, she made him answer first because her answer was going to depend on his answer. She didn't want to go first because she didn't want to be the one all in. Like, love is risk. Coming from somebody who doesn't do it, you know what I mean? Because I know the risks. And I'm a very open, like, I'm falling in love with you. Let's do the thing. You know what I mean? I'm very, like, when I'm in the mood to love. So I'm a very, like, I say aromantic quite often because it's very, listen, I'm not getting into that in this video. But the point is, I'm a very open, honest person. And my reaction, I used to behave like that, where I would wait. Because of my open and honest nature, I would try to like react to what they were doing. If they were seeing somebody else, then I was seeing somebody else too. If they were, you know, all in, then I was all in. If they were wishy-washy, then I was wishy-washy. Instead of just really like focusing on what it is that I wanted in this relationship and that I enjoyed in this relationship, which is what I should have been doing. I should have been focusing on what I wanted. Because then I would know, okay, do I actually really like this person or do I like that they like me? Because that's not the same thing, you know? Like, if they are willing to be like, oh, I have other options and I'm dating other people as well as you, I don't need to go, I'm gonna do the same thing because that's not something that I enjoy. What I should do instead is go, okay, well, that's not, you know, something I'm interested in. Good luck finding whoever you want. That should be the proper response. I shouldn't be reacting to what they're doing or what I think they're doing so that I don't get hurt. That doesn't make any sense. You're still gonna get hurt, by the way. You're still gonna get hurt doing this. Feelings are illogical. I would just like to point out that if you are a lady, all right, trans women are women. If you are a woman, all right, y'all really have to learn how to have the same story. Did you see how effortlessly the men were able to like talk about what they did? Did you see that? It was effortless. They all agreed. Nobody was fidgety, weird, awkward, giving off strange vibes, that any of them could even possibly be changing their minds, that any of them could have possibly touched a woman, kissed, hugged, snuggled. They were a unit. G-unit. You get over to the ladies. And it's like, what happened? Y'all needed to have your story together. All right? If you are my friend, first of all, I'm a terrible liar. Okay? So we have to have some truth. Also, don't try to make me lie. It will be bad for everyone. Okay? Like, it's gonna be... Listen, I don't want to get into it, but it's not going to be good. But y'all have to get together and have a story like the men did. You know, Harry has screwed up because he went upstairs instead of just staying downstairs with the guys, because I'm pretty sure whatever did or didn't happen with Melinda, he just like is folding in on himself like he always does, because here's the thing. I feel like, and this is just my opinion, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm none of the it's and the things and the D's and the PH's, all right? But I am going to say that I have dated somebody who used this kind of emotional manipulation. Whenever they did something not great or you were upset with them, they would fold in on themselves so that you had to feel bad for them no matter what it was they did. And if you fall for it, they keep doing it, you know? Like, you're upset about something that they did, but they're the ones collapsing. You know what I mean? And anybody who's ever dated somebody who cheated on them, specifically a man who cheated on them, right? And you confront them, you're like, you cheated on me, that was real fucked up, like, I can't believe you did that. And he just responds by like collapsing in on himself. Baby, get out. Get out. Because like that's manipulation. He's manipulating you, he's tricking you, he's trying to make you feel so bad. And now he's, you know, and now you're like, I'm gonna have to forgive him for, you know, falling dick first into somebody else. Like, no, you don't. You don't have to forgive him. Just leave.
It's all an emotional manipulation tactic. It's to get you to see them as like small and feeling sorry. And then they're going to just do the same bullshit again, because he did this the last time when people were talking smack about how he is who he is. And instead of just like actually, because they were trying to have a conversation, but he just really wasn't interested in having the conversation. He's just like, this hurts my feelings. And then just like went upstairs and started crying. Like, and I don't have any problems with men crying. The problem I have is that the conversation didn't really get resolved. Like, if you go back, that conversation didn't really get resolved. That's why we're here today. Because he went upstairs, he sobbed, she came out and was like, I'm sorry. And then they kind of were like, I don't really need to let what other people say, like, affect my judgment of you. That didn't resolve the conversation. Just saying. It was just like, and do you see what I'm talking about? Emotional manipulation? Because he folds in on himself, and she's the one apologizing. Jess was the one being like, oh, it's me, it's my fault, I'm sorry. No, girl, you have reservations, and you have a right to have the reservations. He can't just cry on command and make you give that up. Okay.
Yesterday, I tried to meet as many people as I could. I tried to see if there was something there, and it made me love you more.
I'm sorry, can someone just break down what the fuck Harry just said? He was like, what? This is, I promise you, I swear to you, I would just leave after you said that gobbledygook to me. I would be like, you just said a bunch of words that don't mean anything. It's just like garbage. You just like threw word salad at me. And I don't know what it means. Did you fuck somebody or not, Harry? Jesus. Just bringing out the big girl guns and being like, let's just have a conversation. I need to be mature. I'm so glad, because I'm so tired of the women in these shows being like, and then just like going into a bathroom and crying. Like, girl, if you don't learn to have a confrontation and a conversation, not a confrontation, but if you don't learn to confront the issue, there we go. Because it's not like a confrontation. You should be having an adult conversation that doesn't end in yelling, screaming, or throwing things, right? Because he can be wrong, but you can be wrong if you're doing all this wild shit. Like, you need to learn to have an adult conversation. And I'm glad that she's done that. Being like, let's just like talk, because I'm not going to just run off and make rash decisions when we haven't had the conversation. Let's go, girl. Let's go, girls. Hello, it's me. Still in the same shirt. Framed poorly. Hold on. All right. Better? We're going to say it's better. Who cares? You know what I mean? This is a hobby, not a job. So anyways, episode 9 ends on a cliffhanger. We are now to episode 10. And I think we're going to try to kind of watch it together. But I am here because on episode 9, we're still recapping 9, okay? To the best of my ADHD abilities. I want to say that I am proud of Justin. Listen, the way he was like, girl, nah, because Elise ends up matching with Brayton. I don't know why his name is such a struggle. Baby boy, your breath. Do you have anything to say about it? Okay, I still love you. Anyway, the way, because here's the thing. I understand why Justin was upset, but my favorite part about that was how Elise was like, well, no, like, let me explain. He was like, no. I live for that. That is fixed sign energy, I feel like. Or, you know, in Aquarius, I don't know what his sign is. The way he reacted, I was just like, yeah, because that would be exactly me. I'd be like, I don't need you to explain. Don't touch me. We're not having any more conversations because you like completely disrespected me. You're here over some fuck shit, and I'm not having it. Like, am I a boring piece of cardboard? Yes, but am I your boring piece of cardboard? Like, not anymore, but I was, and I put all my eggs in your basket. I told you that, and then you still like threw me to the side for Brighton. I'm so sorry. Like, y'all, I can't, like, every time I have to say his name, my brain actually has to physically like work for that, and that's why it keeps coming out like I don't have any sense, and I'm sorry. Like, I don't, like, English isn't my native language. I respect him a lot for that. That was explosive, but it was so good. He was like, no, I'm just leaving. And that was my other thing, because that would have been me too. I'm just leaving. I don't care to match with anybody else. I'm done. I don't want to be here. I don't want to see you with somebody else. You were who I wanted, and I'm out. I respect that to the highest degree, because like, I don't respect Micah, you know, matching with Izzy. Why would you do, what's the point? Because like I said, you're not going to win, and you're not going to make a genuine connection. You're in this situation, Micah, because you just could not seem to stop pushing Kaz. Like, Kaz was faithful up until the moment where you just wouldn't give him the time of day. He was like, enough is enough is enough. I'm out. I have to match with somebody who isn't going to make me feel like they're hiding stuff, who isn't going to make me feel like behind my back they're secretly talking shit about our relationship and how awful I am. Like, she's sitting here saying how bad he hurt her. I don't get it. Like, I could be missing something. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes in these episodes, when nothing of import is happening, like, I just zone out and then I zone back in when things start happening. So I don't get that. But Justin, here's to you. You know, cheers to you with the last bits of cold coffee I have in this cup. Cheers to Justin. Everybody have a drink. Very cold, but I'm proud of him. I'm a proud mom, because that's exactly what I would have done. I would have been like, don't play these little games. Don't try to make me feel better because you did something shady. And the thing is, you matched with him without talking to me, without telling me that you're going to do that first. You went over there, you matched with him. Then you're like, can we have a conversation? No. I strongly feel like, this is just my opinion, but I really feel like Elise matched with him just to keep Micah from matching with him because of their very weird, subtle tug of war that they have going on. It's like this really weird battle of the blondes that I have not been able to quite figure out. Very strange situation. I'm trying really hard to stay awake because I'm mad sleepy. So that's a situation. I'm also doing laundry because I got to go back to work on Monday and I don't have anything to work in, and it's going to be like even hotter. So that sucks. All right. We are moving onward and upward into episode 10, Perfectly Ever After. Micah, babe, darling, why did you stay? Like, go home. Go home. Go to your house. Like, that's what I'm saying. What was the point in, like, friend matching with Izzy? If all you were gonna do, like, and again, Izzy has to, like, sit there and, like, listen to her, like, be like, I'm so disgusted by Kaz, like, and then they have a challenge to do. And she's like, I can't, I'm depressed. Why did you stay? Why didn't you just go home? With, like, this is what I'm talking, like, it's so immature. And you're gonna have to, like, watch him with Christine. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I hate it. This is, like, a turn I didn't want to see. I was just like, please just go home. Like, just leave. Like, why would you want to make yourself miserable on purpose?
Like, what concerns you about, like, the high body count number?
Have you ever cheated in a relationship?
With, like, my 3 serious committed relationships, no, I would never.
And just one more little side note here in the little corner of I also just want to say that the amount of people that someone has slept with does not correlate to whether or not they're going to cheat on you. It's a weird metric to have. Like, are you monogamous? Like, these two things aren't the same. However many people you slept with, it doesn't mean you weren't monogamous. All that would tell me is that you were probably single for a long time. Maybe you should have asked the question about monogamy before you found this out, because I feel like this question is only coming up now after the fact. You know what I mean? After you found out that he's like, he called himself a hoe, so I guess I can say hoeing around. I'm so sorry. Am I just blindsided by the fact that Kaz is attractive and British? Move Mike. Is that it? Because I just am... What, mother? Can you let me finish filming this? All right. So I don't know if I am just blindsided by the fact that Kaz is a very handsome, dark-skinned man. But I just feel like the way that everybody is like portraying him, here's the thing. I thought, just like he did, the point is to see if you found your perfect match. How are you supposed to find that thing? Like, he kept getting sent on dates. Let's also remember that. He's got sent on dates, checked out the chemistry, and realized like Micah was the one that he wanted. I feel like that makes sense in my brain. Am I the one? Am I the drama? Am I wrong? Because I feel like that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Like, if I was on the show and like I kept getting sent on dates, it's not like he wanted to go on these dates with other people. They just kept getting tested, and they very deliberately, people were like making sure that Kaz went on dates, right? Because what? Micah's insecure. And so they go, he goes on the dates, inevitably is like, yeah, this is nice, and we had a connection or whatever, but it wasn't what I have with Micah. Also, I would really like it if, and this is just women in general, I love y'all, mwah, mwah, mwah. But you absolutely can't tell somebody to listen to you and then talk over them when it's their turn to speak. You know what I mean? Like, girlfriend is Christine, every time he tries to say this, she like starts to be, well, but I just want to say this one thing. No, babes, you can't do that. You can't, because this is something I hate all the time on like every reality show, is how often women will do this and be like, well, can I just speak? And then collectively as a group of, women and femmes, people will just be like, oh, he was talking over her. And it's like, well, actually, or if he's rude and finally says like, is it my turn now? And then everybody gets mad. And I'm like, no, I get what he's saying, because every time he tried to speak, she'd be like, it's my turn, I'm talking. So then he's quiet. And she talks, then finally breaks, right? And then he's like, is it my turn now? Because like, you have read me for filth and I haven't been able to say my side. So I just feel like every time he's trying to talk about things, she's just like, oh, you're just using me. And I don't feel like that's what he did. I think that, obviously, again, not a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, not a therapist. I think that he was so done with trying again and again to assuage Micah's insecurities and was just like, I've had enough, I'm tired, and maybe matching with somebody else and seeing chemistry and seeing if like that will work, because this is the perfect match and that's the exact point of the show. Maybe that's what I need to do. And perhaps me and Micah aren't meant to be. But he spends the night with Christine and all of the stuff, and he goes and realizes that like she's not for him. Like he misses Micah. He wants to be with Micah, and he's like, listen, I'm sorry. Like that's the point of the show. You know what I mean? It's like on The Ultimatum where they're all like surprised Pikachu face when it doesn't work out. It's like they go there and they're like, I just don't like seeing my significant other with somebody else. Like, that's you. Why are you here then? So I just feel very like weird about the way that everybody is. Like, everybody just keeps getting mad at Kaz, and he's literally doing what you're supposed to do and consistently finding that Micah is his perfect match. You know what I mean? Like, they keep. And if Micah would just get out of her own way, then they would be. So that's just like my 2 cents. This looks so awkward, but honestly, like, I'm literally fighting to stay awake right now. It's hot, and I want to take a nap. I want to take a nap. This is going to be a pain in the ass to edit. I can feel it in my soul. So first of all, I just want to say out loud, I would like to apologize. The sound was a little rough, you know what I mean? Sound was a little bit rough, and sorry, you know what I mean? Like, I was trying a new thing and it went the way that it went, okay? Like, that's life. Second of all, I have attempted to watch episode 10 multiple times. I keep falling asleep at the same point in the middle and then waking up at the end. So that tells me that this is too much nonsense for me. I am uncertain of why this show is called The Perfect Match. Please explain. Do you know what I mean? Please explain it to me, because I am annoyed. I am annoyed. Now I know why I couldn't even watch season 1. Why is it called that? What is the point of the show? And all of this to win a vacation? No, I hate it so much. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Real talk. Just like genuinely annoyed, angered, and upset because how dare you? How dare you? The fact that Nigel and Christine won, that's why I did that edit. Like, I've already been editing, you know what I mean? I've edited. This is the last part. I'm going to take this SD card out. I'm gonna edit it. It's 2 hours of nonsense. Does it make sense? No. I've learned a lot from editing a video of this size and doing all of this stuff. One, I'm never using that little lavalier mic again, okay? We're back and forth, back and forth. This is an awkward situation. It's like you had to watch the show with me, and then sometimes you were getting a breakdown, and other times, who knows what was happening. Anyways, we're back to the end. So the whole point was just like, screw the people in the house who got to be in the house. We're angry, we're upset, we're frazzled. And as such, therefore, and forthwith, we are now going to ensure that none of the people who were in the house win. Why is it called the perfect match? I need someone to explain this to me. I hope I don't have bacon in my teeth. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. We're gonna move past that. I worked 14 hours yesterday and I'm tired. So I just don't understand what the point of the show is. The whole, it's just beautiful people in a beautiful location and hurting each other's feelings. Still don't get the hate on Kaz. Still actually don't get it. But again, you're talking to someone who takes things literally, you know what I mean? So literally, I'm seeing perfect match and I'm like, let me watch the perfect match then. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna watch it, perfect match. And then to get whatever this was, and people just like mad, still hate Dom, never gonna like him. I don't know what happened in the middle. Please don't be angry with me. I could not physically make myself stay awake. I couldn't do it. I tried. Do you know what I mean? Like, I tried. I just physically couldn't do it. My body was like, no, no. So we get to the end. And why would you be voting on who? Because at least with Too Hot to Handle, it makes sense. Okay? Let me just take you back. So in Too Hot to Handle, it makes sense to vote because it's like who actually learned lessons. Do you know what I'm saying? Like who actually learned, even though it's pretend. But the point is that it's like who actually learned the importance, you know, the importance of seeing someone beyond just being like a sexual object and like getting in touch with yourself as a human being so that you can also be in touch with other people as human beings, getting in touch with like the hurts that have caused you to maybe walk down the wrong roads in relationships. This show is called The Perfect Match, and I'm Nick Lachey, Vanessa Lachey. Y'all need to go to jail. There's no other word for it. Let me make sure I've got like more of the, there we go. Like y'all legitimately need to go to prison. Because this isn't, because if you're watching the show, to me, a show called The Perfect Match in my literal world is that the entire point is that you meet somebody who is your perfect match and then y'all meet up. The fact that the cast, that everybody else who like didn't make it could just be bitter and be like, we're not gonna let the people who were in the house win. Odd. I don't get it. I don't, like, this entire show is made of garbage and Cheetos. Let me grab my phone because I feel like I saved this. I don't know where it's gonna be saved at. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. It's really hot in Texas and I was like, I gotta take these braids out and I'm filming. So I was like, let's just do both things. Let me just tell you, I don't know how to find things that I have saved on Reddit. Listen, I'm gonna, I found it. Look at me interneting as an old bitch. Aww. So somebody had put in 17 reasons. I'm going to Reddit and it's The Perfect Match Netflix Reddit. All right, somebody put 17 reasons why the show sucked. They said, first of all, how did Christine and Nigel win? They'd only been a match for like a day. That part. Annoying, irritating, unnecessary. To me, I was just like, this doesn't even make sense in my brain as to how you have a show called The Perfect Match. And then this is how you do it. You know, you're just like, okay. So you have that part. All right.
2, Steven and Alara should have won. They seem to have something more genuine than others. Period. 100,000%. They seem to like actually enjoy one another's company. Would they actually be able to make it outside of the show? I don't know. I didn't see it. 3, no one was looking for love. It felt like they just wanted to stay in the house. Hated this with my entire being because I just couldn't figure out like why everybody would get so salty. I said that in previous iterations. I kept saying like, why are these people mad that people found their matches? They're like, oh, they're not even open to exploring. But why would you be if you found the person that you like? That's weird. That doesn't even make sense. Why would you be interested in finding somebody? Can y'all hear the music? That my mom's TV is so loud downstairs, y'all. So loud. It's like she can't even hear. You probably can't because I've like put music underneath this, but it's funny as shit to me. Like, I don't know what she's watching. I really don't. She be watching the weirdest stuff. I go down there and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening down here. Retirement looks good on you. Anyways, but I couldn't figure that out because I was like, why are these people getting so salty that people just are like happy in their matches, right? Like, doesn't even make sense to me. Like, what the hell? Number 4, I'm so stupid for believing Harry. I literally thought Melinda was lying. Poor Jess. I love her and she deserves better. It sucks that in both Love is Blind and the show things didn't go well for her. When will it be her turn to be happy? So I have to address a lot of different things in this. First of all, I am mad that that Netflix made Melinda look like a liar. That really pissed me off. Because then it starts having these like microaggressive conversations, which if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not gonna get mad. I didn't feel that way. I just felt like because of how I am as a person, I would also, because the thing is, they're like, oh, well, just ask. I'm like, no. What happened is that Melinda asked, what did Harry tell you? Right. And then Jess is like, he told me about like da-da-da-da, and then Melinda's like, no. So here's where things went wrong. My opinion. You can have your own. Whatever we're doing. It's so hot in Texas right now. It's like disgustingly muggy outside. It feels like you're walking in a can of soup, you know? Like it's clam chowder out there and you are the clam. But if it were me, I'm in Melinda's place. I also know how TV works and how they always try to make, especially dark-skinned black women look, crazy. I would have been like, listen, you and me need to talk privately. Because, babes, yikes. Do you know what I mean? We need to have a conversation. Yeah, we need to talk. Because why did they do her dirty like that? Like, you saw the edit where I was like, am I tripping? Do you know what I'm saying? Am I the one? Am I the drama? Because I didn't see nothing happen. I didn't necessarily believe that nothing happened, but I didn't know because like they didn't show us. They show Holly saying, he just kissed her. I'm confused why that was like so conveniently left out. Like Netflix does too much. And it's like they do this because they're like, oh no, we're gonna release all this stuff in the reunion or whatever, if there is one. I don't know the show. I don't know well enough if it has a reunion. And I'm just like, stop doing that because like you're gaslighting the audience as well. And we need to know like whose side to be on. You know what I'm saying? And not even sides. We just need to know what happened. Because like Harry, is out there using all this emotional manipulation to try to get past it, throwing up and crying and shit. Like that's his favorite thing. Like, oh, I'm so sick because I am a dirty liar. You know what I mean? And I didn't necessarily believe him, but they were also really working hard to make Melinda look like she was just making this shit up and like causing drama like they do all the time. And I don't even like the conversation on reality shows. Like, what would I gain from this? Like, I don't like when anybody says that because that's how reality shows work. Like, you're gonna gain people like talking about it like my dumb ass is doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Hated that. I'm gonna say I did not like Jess on Love is Blind. However, I did like her on this show. For the most part, I did think it was very odd that she kept bringing up her daughter a lot. Like, I was like, girl. And her name, like, it's really upsetting. I'm just like, I need you to keep your child out of your reality show endeavors, girl, please. It's very upsetting. All right, I do want her to find happiness and love with the rich man that she deserves, you know what I mean, because she's expensive. And I just think that, like, get off these reality shows, because I promise you there's like some creepy man out there who, like, I mean, not like creepy like ooh, but creepy like you know what I mean, decrepit, that's a better word, who would be happy to pay for you and your daughter to live like your best lives. get off these reality shows because you're going to end up with a Harry, and that is unfortunate. It's sad that she gave him, the time of day. That is sad, but like, I should have just worn it like this, but no, because it's too hot. I need my fro to keep my head cool. All right. So 5, Kaz is an idiot, and Micah is even worse for taking him back after he slept with Christine. So I don't even know if him and Christine really got together. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. Am I a Kaz apologist? Maybe, because I don't get it. Because I don't feel like he went out of his way to go on dates. Everybody just kept putting him on dates because Micah's woefully insecure, and it was very easy to play into that. Also, I really think that their relationship was completely manufactured from top to bottom. I don't feel like any part of that was like two people who were kind of like actually interested in each other, even if the cameras weren't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just looked like they kind of settled for one another. And I just feel like the moment where he was like, God, I missed you, and they kiss, that was really cute to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm a romance novel girly, so I loved that. I was living for it. I was like, ooh, the love. But like, Micah, to me, this is again where I feel like people just don't be paying enough attention to Micah, because she was the one causing all the problems. Like, it would seem like they were doing well, and then she would just be like, nah. She was always running around trying to get her another man out from underneath the lease, and then that didn't work out, and then she'd be like, all right, Kaz, it is. And like, Kaz had to keep watching her do this shit and then be like, what? And then she was always withholding information. He's giving her all the tea. He's spilling every last inch of it, like last drop. And she's over there like, like when Brighton's goofy ass is telling her all this stuff about Kaz, and he's like, yeah, I said that before I got here. Which, duh. Like, of course. The goal is to like play the field, figure out like whatever. Why is it called The Perfect Match? I'm gonna keep asking that question. It's literally destroying my spirit. Every time I hear it, I'm just like, no, 5, Chris is an idiot. He literally doesn't understand half of what the others say, and he's a bad person. To him, Tolu was just an option, and she actually fell for him. Plus, he judges Dominique for her bisexuality, saying, I think it's fun. So I think early Chris, yes, I don't, that is a couple that I'm never gonna understand how I feel about them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he was actually, I don't know if he's a good actor. Like, he's kind of dumb. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be mean, but he doesn't seem smart enough to be a good enough actor. I don't know if he just had allergies and was pretending that he was crying, but he looked genuinely upset that like Tolu wouldn't be, and I don't know if it's like, I'm upset that I'm gonna get kicked out of the house, but he did seem to like her. Like, I don't think he was super smart. I don't know. That's always a weird pairing, but I will half agree with that. 7, I honestly thought Harry and Jess could have something long term. They look so cute together. I do, while I agree they look cute together, I would never have agreed that Harry Jousty could have anything with anybody, because he has a lot of problems, and he keeps saying he's going to therapy, and I feel like he's one of those men that is going to therapy so that he can figure out how to better manipulate women. And that's, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Then they had number 8, Elise and Brighton aren't even worth commenting on. Oh, yes they are. Yes, they are. So here's the thing, okay? So let's just start with Brighton. Brighton's sole goal always seemed to be to get into and stay in the house. He never had a goal other than that. And you can clearly see it when he's just like trying to manipulate both Elise and Micah so that he knew he had quote unquote options to choose them, to like figure out which one he's gonna get with. Elise just doesn't make sense to me as a human. Like, I don't feel like she's a human being. I think that she is from another planet. Say what you will. Because the way that she did Justin was so dirty, and it was like for abs. Girl, if you don't stand up, abs aren't that impressive. I'm so sorry. Like, way too many men have abs now for it to be anything that you care about. You know what I mean? Impress me with your brain. Impress me with your wit. Impress me with your ability to make sure that I am well fed with actual food, because not only am I a Taurus, but I eat a lot of food. Like, I'm one of them, I'm gonna take I'm gonna eat you out of house and home. Honestly, it's unfortunate, but I'm always hungry. Like, what do you want from me? Do I have a tapeworm? Who knows? All right, so 9, I get that Dom had his heart broken in the past, but this season he played dirty and karma came back to him. What comes around goes around. You know what? Let me look this up, because I kept saying like, oh, I think Dom won last time. He did win. Listen, I did kind of pay attention. You know what? Proud of me.
Proud of me. Actually, I just heard him say it. He did say it at the beginning. And I kept going, did I just make that up? Here's the thing. Dom is a... there's so much about him that I despise, right? Like, first of all, throwing your supposed best friend under the bus, whack-ass behavior. The way that you treated Tolu, whack-ass behavior. Because again, that negative energy that you were putting off just because you didn't want to be with her anymore, like you could have just said outright. That's what bothers me. Is like, just say it outright. Quit like, he was doing all of this like kind of trying to gently push her into not wanting to be with him. I'm like, sir, you do know you have 2 lips, a tongue, and some teeth to speak. Just speak your mind. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the way he was like using her as his gateway. Do you know what I'm saying? His gateway to get into the house, thinking that somebody else would want that. And I wouldn't, because you know what? Honestly, he looks like his breath stinks. Not like he stinks, but like his breath stinks. You know what I'm saying? Like old crab. Anyway, I didn't vibe with that at all. I'm glad that y'all, for everybody who made it this far into the video, like, I thank you. Just like drop, you know, some hair type emotes so that way I know people made it to the part where I was like, listen, I gotta take these braids out. All right, so number 10. Even though Melinda's kiss was real, Jess is right. She didn't need to humiliate her publicly. It was so tacky and just, I'm not even gonna say it was just like tacky. I just feel like the energy that she came with did, like when Jess said that, you know, it seems like you're here to embarrass me. I did feel that. Like, I like Melinda because she's mad sexy, she's gorgeous, she speaks her mind. I don't see anything wrong with that. But I do personally, because of who I am as a person, and you do not have to agree with me, and it's fine. We can keep it cute in the comments, not nasty. I personally was like, you don't have to come that strong when I'm literally trying to explain my feelings and what's going on. And like, I am sitting here at a table with a bunch of women knowing that I have already taken a chance on Harry. I have forgiven him for other shiz. And now I'm just ready to like, you know, I don't know. I just didn't like that kind of energy, that particular like hard energy, the point where I think I did edit that. It is edited. Where like she just kept going, I'm a lady. I'm like, we're not gonna do this thing where you're brick walling. Like, come on. We're adults. Let's communicate. We don't need, and I know that Jess has a tendency to mom people, which can be very, very annoying, but I also think it helps to keep her calm so that she's not acting out of body and out of character. So I just feel like that whole confrontation honestly was manufactured in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. We'll find out. But I feel like, again, it was designed to make Melinda look terrible. And Melinda, I need you to start talking to these producers and telling them in the next show that you're in that you're going to be the soft, beautiful girl, and that you deserve that. You shouldn't have to be the agitator. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should not be your role. I'm just saying this because I love black women, and I don't think that we should have to very constantly and consistently be the argumentative ones, because like Tolu didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tolu didn't have to be that, and I just want us to like not allow producers to put us in the agitator role so that we always are looking like the one who has problems with everybody and it's causing drama, because she's too beautiful for all this mess. So like, that being said, I believe Melinda. Even then I was just like, I don't know what's happening. And it was really hard because, again, I can at times be too literal, and especially with reality shows, very specifically with reality shows, because reality is in the name, and I get that it's not reality, but also I'm autistic. Okay, so there's that, you know what I'm saying? So I just sat there like, I don't understand. I guess my thing was, why didn't y'all just show us this damn kiss so that we could watch Harry try to weasel his way out of the truth? You know what I mean? Because we did have to see him weasel his way out of it, but we're watching him weasel his way out of something we, the audience, aren't sure if, like, what happened. 11. Honestly, the smartest and most classy ones were Jess and Tolu. The way they analyze solutions and try not to expose themselves to the stupidity of others is admirable. I actually do agree with that. Also, we need to throw in Xanthi. Okay? Xanthi needs to be in there. Is it Xanthi or Xanthi? I think it's Xanthi. Anyways, I loved her. I adored her. I feel like we didn't get enough of her. And what I mean by this is like, and obviously it's because she just really wasn't down for all the mess. she was just like, no, 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 no. I'm not making out with everybody. I'm not doing these like weird challenges that are requiring me to swap spit with a bunch of men I just met. Like, not hot. My friends and family are gonna be watching the show, and I really actually don't want them to see me doing this. Not for me. You know what I mean? Not for me. But yeah, I would say that. I would actually say that because Tolu really wasn't trying to get into the mess. She wasn't really trying to argue with other women at every turn. I think Jess had that energy and only had the hiccup. And I think that's it. That's actually why I didn't feel like it was the microaggressions were there, because she didn't do that with Tolu, and Tolu's also a dark-skinned black woman, and I felt like they were getting along well when they were in each other's company. Could just be me. So I just felt like that it was situational, not racial. But that being said, I do think that Tolu had a level of class where they were just not arguing. I'm not gonna, yeah, that's it. I will agree with that. All right, so let's go with the next point. We'll have not even half these braids out by the time I'm done, but it is what it is, right, baby? All right. I wish things had gone better. 12 was, I wish things had gone better for Izzy. He seems to have a good heart. You know what? I agree. I do wish things had gone better for Izzy, because I do remember this. Izzy and Jess matched. See, there's some things I remember. Izzy and Jess matched up, but then, because this is the second match, the second friend match that he's had. The first was with Micah. He friend matched with Micah, and then she obviously went back to Kaz. And then Izzy friend matched with Jess. I feel like he's that guy who's just like, obviously I don't know Izzy. I just feel like this show kind of redeemed him, because he seemed to be the kind of guy who was like picking up the pieces for every broken woman in the house. Like, they were upset. Their hearts were smashed into smithereens. And Izzy's like, listen, I got you. We can be friends. Like, nothing weird has to happen. We just have to like chill. And they would just stare at him with his big eyes like, it's fine. And then they unmatched because like Jess just still wasn't really over all of the things that happened with Harry, because she got back into the house. I think they brought everybody. I don't. She was. Oh, they had another boardroom, which I just didn't understand why there were boardrooms at the end. This show doesn't make any sense. Honestly, the more I think about it, I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is it called Perfect Match? Why isn't it called Stay in the House? Oh, why isn't it called Stay in the House? Because even these compatibility challenges, most of them were not about compatibility. It was just about like talking about everybody's freak shit. Okay, I guess. But I do want to see Izzy do better. Like, I don't know what show he needs to be on. I think we really need a Love is Blind All-Stars. Like, I know that sounds terrible, but we need to give people another chance. Like, because they've been through this process before, I feel like that would also make it more interesting. Maybe they could even do some like voice changey situation. I'm not sure how they would do it, but we really need one, or like a Love is Blind Redux. I don't know, where they like set them up with people. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just talking. But Izzy redeemed himself to me, and I was like, go ahead. All right, 13. I love Alara. She seems like a genuinely good person and genuinely fell in love, but it seems it was with a trashy guy. I adored Alara, okay? Alara just had this infectious energy. She's beautiful inside and out. She just really wasn't trying to like upset anyone. She seems very much a girl's girl. Like, really wasn't there to try to argue with anybody, hurt anybody's feelings, cause and start drama. Like, she was just there to like enjoy herself, and it seems like she genuinely did. I feel like the people who showed up to just like enjoy themselves, what's that on the roof? What is that? I hope it's a leaf or something. Maybe it's like a moth thing. I'm not sure. Anyways, but it's like the wind keeps blowing whatever it is, kind of like a little bit, and it's like distracting my attention. So sorry. But I just loved everything about Alara. And I also loved that like almost every outfit she had, her titties were just like hanging on for dear life. Dear life. And like every single, they were just like, we're not gonna make it, girl. So it was just funny to me. I was like, girly, I mean, if I had her body, listen, because like I said, I'm built square, like, you know, SpongeBob SquarePants. It's fine. I ain't mad at it. You know, if some of y'all see my whole self on Instagram when I'm, you know, in the mood to post it, I'm square. I don't have a curve on my body. You know what I mean? It's just, and don't think like, oh, well, maybe you got an ass. I don't. There's nothing back there but hopes and dreams, honey. Hopes and dreams. All right. Oh, but to the trashy guy part, yeah, I can't let, even though Steven was like super romantic, I'm still gonna stand by the fact that he looks like he stinks. You know what I mean? And that's all I can say. Like, nice guy, but I just feel like he has BO and tries to cover it with Axe body spray, you know? And I can't, I don't like it. And like a weird aura of like marijuana smell. You know what I mean? That's all. That's my feeling on Steven. Like, he could be the nicest guy in the world, you know what I'm saying? But like, he's not beating those "I think you stink" allegations from me. Like, sweaty. All right. 14. Britton and Holly were too intense. I couldn't stand them. I said this before. The way that she was pronouncing Hawaii was just very weird. And I'm not hating on like native white Hawaiians. What I'm upset about is, or not upset, but irritated by, is like, after you said it like that one time and the other person was confused, you know what I mean? Like, if I was like, oh, let's get some croissant, you know, and the other person's looking at you like, what the hell did you just say? I'm like, croissants. I'm just immediately gonna switch. You know, what's the point? Because at this point, I'm just, you know, like there's even other Americans who haven't heard it pronounced properly. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, there was a level where I was just like, ugh. But her queen moment was when he was just like, yeah, it's a country. She's like, no, but it should be. Get it, girl. But I felt like, I don't know, she just gave this like really weird energy. And I didn't like that. Holly, same thing. I felt like just both of them were really interested in getting into and staying in the house. And they just never really got that. Thought it was weird. I was like they just came in, you know? Like Slytherin. I know. I'm sorry for the Harry Potter reference, but that's the only thing that I could think of. Let me think of something else. Not Morticia Addams, because she's a bad bitch. They just came slinking into every room. You know what I mean? Just like... Let me see if I can find something in editing to pop in here for you. But it just was very awkward for me. I cannot believe I filled 2 SD cards with this bullshit. All right. 15. I wish we had seen more of Xanthi. I think she would have made a good match with Justin. I do too. And you know what? I didn't even think about this, but this person is right. Because Justin had this like really chill, like boring guy vibe, which I was here for. I enjoyed the boring guy vibe, me personally. And I think that the reason I enjoyed it is because like, I'm boring, you know? I'm boring, I don't do nothing. Like, here, this is my day off, and I'm sitting here talking to a camera, cutting off my braids. Like, what? Exactly. And I know people are looking like, you didn't even look. Babes, I know my hair didn't grow that long. You see what I'm dealing with. Like, you see I'm not stupid. 16, maybe Justin, wait, back to the Xanthi thing. I've already covered it. I just thought that she was very real, very fun, very interesting, and she just didn't get shown because she wasn't interested in like mouth hugging every dude there. 16 was maybe Justin was the most genuine because he decided to not keep playing after getting his heart broken. I did like that. Y'all saw me talk about that. I absolutely abhorred the way that Elise treated him. Like, oh, he's just boring and like whatever. And it's just like, I guess you're a reality star, so like that's what you're gonna do. I just felt like Justin wasn't about that. He was like, no, I'm actually only here for the one person. Again, he was playing perfect match. This is what I'm saying. I feel like there were some people like Alara and Steven and Chris and Tolu and like people who are playing the perfect match and trying to find the perfect match. And then there were people who were just like, I want to up my Instagram profile even more, which, okay, I guess. Enjoy it while you can. I think a lot of us are going to be leaving Instagram, but I don't know if that's true or not. You know what I mean? I'm just saying shit. Don't look at me. Don't ask me in the comments, like, what do you mean, Audra? Because first of all, I read y'all's comments, but the way I've been working lately, I can't respond to but like 10 of y'all. And then I just like the rest of it. I'm so sorry. I wish that, you know, I could, but this, again, hobby, not job. And it may not seem like this with this long ass video that I'm sorry. All right. 17. What happened to Jake? He wasn't at the Girls' Day Mixer or the finale. It's like they forgot about him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jake was just like regular hard butter. You know what I mean? Plain. You can't put it on the bread because it's too hard. That was Jake. He would just, like, he showed up, and I really thought but it's, I think that because of the ultimatum, right? I think that I maybe had a different affinity for him. And then I saw him on the show and I was like, oh yeah, he was boring as shit there too. We just didn't really see it because it was in a high stress, high tense situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, we didn't really see how absolutely boring and awful he was. Just the most boring ass dude I've ever seen in my life. Just showing up being like, hi, I'm boring. And I was like, we know, dude. We know. Like, he didn't even, everything he even said to Tolu was like wrong. And she was just like, and I was proud of Tolu, you know, putting on her big girl pants. So at the end of all of this, what did we learn? Nothing, because this show is not, this show shouldn't be called The Perfect Match. I don't know why the end of it is like people getting to vote. And why are people who aren't in the house getting to vote? Weird. And if the whole thing is that you can just spite vote, then that doesn't even make sense to me. It shouldn't be called The Perfect Match. It should be called, you know, Stay in the House or something else like that. I don't know, but it's really weird to me that that everybody just like spitefully were like no. And allegedly, because it's been days since I've edited the last like 2 hours of this video, because I was tired. And this is a hobby and not a job, so I can do what I want when I want. But it was just really weird to me that was like the attitude, and I don't like it. I think that this show sucks. Does that mean I'm not gonna, if they have a season 3, I'm just like not gonna watch it? Probably not. I'm probably gonna watch it again, but by then my breakdown skills will have changed a little bit. Maybe we'll see. If y'all like this kind of mixy matchy of like show, tell, watch with me, reactions, these long, because listen, I'm only gonna make one of these every listen, all my videos are probably about to start being this long, because if I'm gonna do a show or anything, I'm really just gonna sit and put myself through it and do it in one go. You know what I mean? Again, for time's sake. And I know you're like, a 2-hour video for time's sake. Yeah, because I can just film, edit, upload this one, let it do its thing while I continue working in this 100-degree weather in Texas outside. Just a gentle reminder that it is summertime. Leave out some like ice waters if you can for your delivery people, especially if you are a repeat constant offender. There's nothing wrong with it. I understand why we are ordering things online instead of going to the store. I understand. That's fine. I ain't mad that you're ordering stuff, but just like leave me a snack, leave me some water. You know what I'm saying? It's real hot, you know? All right. And don't be combative like that lady at the apartments were, because I was like, listen, ma'am, you come at me like that one more time, I will snatch up every last one of these packages and all the mail, and I won't deliver to y'all for 3 days, and you can kiss my black ass. And with that, I think that is it. That's the end. That's the end of this long video. I cannot believe I made this video. It was an exercise in learning. I learned a lot of things. I learned that the lavalier mic, not for me. I'm also aware that the sound mixing is a little, I turned it way down because I'm loud as shit, you know what I mean? So, you know, let me know if it was like way too low, because I can turn it up just a smidgen next time. And yeah, that's it. This video, at the end of it, there's gonna be some, you can watch another video of mine. You can subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Again, you don't have to do that. The most important thing here is a huge, ginormous thank you to my patrons, without whom I would not be able to keep creating content. Thank y'all who've been interacting on the Discord. Like, it's so much easier for me to interact on there now that I can work it better and I like really understand how it goes. So, you know, thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for helping me to wash brushes while I was filming this. Thank y'all for helping me to, you know, get my braids out. Like, listen, I don't even have a lot left. So, you know, that's it. That's the end. Please go drink some water, you know, have a snack, and I'll see you next time. You know what I mean? Until then, I'm so pretty, and so are you. Bye.